Welcome back, everybody. Time for the cut of the game, brought to you by Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Visit Lady Jane's in Troy, St. Clair Shores, and Shelby Township. How about Kenny Rogers, the professor? He held class last night, over 40,000 on hand. Pay close attention. 7 2/3 brilliant innings, only 5 hits. He struck out 8, and here's one of them.
Abreu moves up in the box. The 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Throws him with a fastball on the outside corner for strikeout number 8.
This is the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Now, from the field, brought to you by J.C. Cornelli, building southeastern Michigan one brick at a time. Here's Jim Price.
Welcome back, everybody. Get ready for Game 4 this division series against New York Yankees. Our very special guest is Sean Casey. And, Sean, before we talk about the game last night, let's go back a little bit. Started with Cleveland. Had some years there, then you went to Cincinnati, where you played most of your time.
8 years there, yeah.
You played how many years?
I played 8 years in Cincy, so most of my time was there. I only played about 16 games with Cleveland, and then I played this season a little bit with Pittsburgh, and then coming over here.
What was it like? Because we played against you in Pittsburgh, and you did some damage, but, there was a ball club, some good young talent, but, weren't going anywhere. What was it like when you got word you're coming to Detroit?
Oh, man, it was that morning of the deadline, my wife and I lay in bed, kind of anxious, not knowing what was going on. 7:30 in the morning, Dave Littlefield, the GM for the Pirates, calls me and told me I've been traded, and I was waiting to hear where I was going, and he was like, to the Detroit Tigers. So I think my wife and I had a mini celebration, and and then I'm talking to Dave and Jimmy Leland, and I'm like, when can you get there? I was like, I'll be there right now. What time's BP?
Well, I said that. I said, the minute I knew we got you, I said, gee, what a bad break, coming from Pittsburgh to Detroit, and we just played you, which was pretty neat. And did you know many of the guys on the team?
I knew Todd Jones. I played with him in Cincinnati, and I knew Dimitri because I played with him in Cincinnati. But other than that, I didn't really know anybody. I knew Brandon Inge. I went to the University of Richmond. He went to VCU, but playing against those guys, I was like, wow, that's a good ball club. We had just played you guys 2 weeks earlier, so it was good to have played you, so I know some of the guys and what they're all about.
Well, the minute I knew we were looking at you, and I said, boy, he's made for Comerica Park because the whole field's just big outfield.
Yeah, it is, man. I'm a kind of a gap to gap guy, and it's really good for more of a doubles hitter, and the gaps here are good for me.
Well, we all know it was disappointing. We didn't win the division, but we went to New York, and even though we didn't win the first game, I thought our swing started to look pretty good, even in Game 1.
Yeah, we did. We played a good Game 1. Just we didn't end up winning the game, but like I said, this team in here believes in itself, and we believe we got a good ball club, and what we did during the regular season proves that, and we all believe in ourselves, and we know we're playing the Yankees, but we believe that we're just as good as them.
All season's been about pitching, and then we figure out a way to score some runs. Pitching and good defense makes good pitching, but it all starts with pitching. Short game series, Verlander steps up, and the bullpen does a job. And then last night, how magical was that by Kenny Rogers?
It was magical. It really was. I mean, I just got the chills right now. You asked me that because that was one of the most professional, inspirational, performances that I've ever been a part of, and it was special to be a part of that, to be on the field with him doing what he was doing last night. It was magical.
I watched the Yankee hitters, great hitters. Frustration set into me about the third inning because he started out throwing a lot of fastballs, and after the fourth inning, he mixed in everything.
Yeah, I think as a hitter, when you get pitchers like that have so many pitches that they pitch it backwards, 2-0 changeups, backdoor sinkers, cutting it. I think it just gets frustrating, and I think sometimes your head starts spinning up there, and it looked like a couple of times Kenny had a couple of those guys head spinning.
Well, you got things started last night. I want to talk about the game because Randy Johnson facing left-handed hitters during the season, 191 average against. You came up and drove in the first run. When you face a guy like Randy Johnson, what is your hitting approach in that situation?
I've faced him a few times over my career where when he was over in the National League with the Diamondbacks and I was with Cincinnati. So, for me, it was like that slider is pretty devastating on lefties. So you really just you're looking for a fastball, hoping to get it out over the plate and hoping not to miss it. I think that was my philosophy, was like, don't foul it back. Because if you get it, you better not miss it. So I was able to get a couple fastballs last night, and then I didn't miss them.
Well, the double was fantastic, and that's, to me, that's perfect Sean Casey. You got that pitch, the gapper to right side.
Yeah, and that was, it was a big part of the game. Anytime you can get up over the 4-run mark, get to 5 runs, that's usually, kind of a big, parameter of where you want to be. So that hit was always good, and especially, like you said, off Randy Johnson, lefty on lefty. It's good to get that.
The fans here in Detroit, I've been telling the kids, we took over in 92. I came in right away with Mr. Ellington. I've been telling some of the kids, and now the older veterans like Brandon is, you can't believe what a great baseball area this is.
Yeah.
And this year, the people that were here before believe how great the fans are. Now you're getting a taste.
It's really awesome, man. It's really awesome. As a matter of fact, Derek Jeters, who has some roots here in Michigan, said to me yesterday, this is really great for, baseball. These fans are, these fans deserve it. They really do deserve it. They're baseball fans. My father-in-law is, from Detroit, and I'd always talked about how great it was, with Norm Cash and Al Kaline and Willie Horton and all those guys, back in the day, how fired up this city was and how big of a baseball city it was. And I think we're starting to see that now with these fans.
How do you feel going in today? Because everybody knows if we win today, we're going to be heading to Oakland. But we know you can't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
So when you come in the locker room, because you've been to the playoffs before.
This is my first time.
This is your first time to play.
Yeah.
Is it kind of a... not relaxed, but it's kind of anticipation type of thing?
Yeah, we're not trying to get ahead of ourselves here. I mean, I think the whole Kansas City series let us realize that you can't get ahead of yourself, and you got to come out, get your routine in, and then come out and just play good baseball. I mean, I think if we do that, we should be able to hopefully get a win. But the bottom line is we're not looking ahead of ourselves. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to do our routine and get out there and play good baseball.
Starting a game late afternoon, I mean, to me, it's going to favor hitters after a while. Is it with this dust setting in?
Well, yeah, the shadows I think a little bit will be a little weird in those first few innings, but it'll be that way for both squads. So I've never really played a 4:30 game. I can't remember the last time I played one either. Usually you're getting ready for BP,
Exactly. Well, that brings up a good point. How does that change your routine? I mean, my goodness, 4:30. It's either 1 o'clock or 7:05.
I was driving to the park today. I get to the park and I feel like it's kind of 4, and I'm like it's noon. So it definitely once you get to the park, your routine's the same, but getting here was just a little different time zone,
Well, listen, Sean, you know how I feel about you and the gang. Keep up the great work, and let's have a lot of fun. And, good, crisp games like we have played recently. We have played just good, solid games.
Yeah, we just got to keep doing that. Play good baseball and, and get after them again.
Go get them, big man.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Stay with us, gang. Much more coming up on Detroit Tiger Radio Network.
Players and coaches appearing on From the Field will receive a Bulova watch. Bulova, American-owned since 1875. Available at Maloof Jewelry and Gifts at 11.5 and Harper in St. Clair Shores.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League pennants, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness in the past, the present, and the future. Go get them, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
Office Depot 20 Fly Free with Orbitz Instant Win Games during our 20th anniversary. Winners get $10,000 in air travel from Orbitz.com. Get your card in-store or online with any purchase of $50 or more at Office Depot. No purchase necessary. Game ends 10/21/06. For when game card supplies are exhausted. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. For free game card info and complete details, see official rules in-store or at OfficeDepot.com/20 Fly Free. Void where prohibited.
This is the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network. Now it's time for the keys to the game. Brought to you by Marty Feldman Chevrolet. Chevy's best. Thanks, Marty. Call them today at 248-348-7000. Here's Dan Dickerson and Jim Price.
For our keys to the game today, we look at the pitching matchup. It's Jeremy Bonderman against Jared Wright. And, Jim, we'll start with Jared Wright because when the Tigers saw him, made a pretty good start against the Tigers at Yankee Stadium. The Tigers actually won that game with a late rally. but basically a 5-inning pitcher who on a given day can still be tough.
Well, the key for him is to throw strikes. He cannot pitch behind. He's had trouble early in the ball games. If he gets through the first inning and second, he will give you some good plus innings. Does not throw as hard as he used to, but has 3 pitches hitters have to worry about.
Jeremy Bonderman against this Yankee lineup, and this Yankee lineup, which has a different look to it today, is going to be raring to go because they've been shut out for 14 straight innings.
They want some excitement from their offense. There's no question about it. I mean, to have our pitching do what it has done to them, they're not used to that. So Jeremy Bonderman, he's ready to go. He's going to give it his number one game.
Time for our injury report, brought to you by the Detroit Medical Center, the official healthcare service provider of the Detroit Tigers. Everybody healthy, ready to go for Game 4 of the American League Division Series. Stay with us. The starting lineups are next on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
America's number 1 sports morning show joins Detroit's number 1 sports station. Mike and Mike in the morning comes to 1270 XYT, the sports station. Morning 6 to 10.
Somebody's going to have to come to the table awfully hard to jump into this crew.
Followed by the Sports Inferno with Mike Valenti and Terry Foster. Middays 10 to 2. The Big Show with Doug Karsh and Art Regner. Afternoons 2 to 6. The Tigers Spotlight with Scott the Gator Anderson. Evenings at 6. Only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
This is the sound of a Cadillac DTS being scanned at over 100 points by a state-of-the-art laser system. The result? Every DTS must pass this final stringent test to ensure its fit and finish measures up to the best in the world. Drive DTS and discover other examples of this relentless search for excellence, like a powerful Northstar V8 engine, or class-exclusive adaptive remote start, which starts the engine and engages personal driver preferences from nearly 200 feet away. Cadillac DTS. Life, liberty, and the pursuit. Class claim based on Auto Pacific 2006 large luxury car class.
Test drive a new Cadillac and find out more about our attractive lease or purchase offers. Visit your local Cadillac dealer.
At Romano's Macaroni Grill. You know how I discover things you guys miss? Exactly. Like this sausage stuffed cannelloni with its layers of flavors. Never had it before, have you?
Well, it's brand new. Italian sausage, homemade meat sauce, melted cheese.
Your pasta Milano? I discovered that.
Tender chicken, garlic cream sauce. I get it here all the time. It's a Mac Grill classic.
But I discovered it first. I'm a discoverer. Like Marco Polo.
Well, you're old enough.
From pasta Milano to new sausage stuffed cannelloni, discover the many flavors of Romano's Macaroni Grill.
Terry Foster here. Don't miss Tiger Insider Tom Gage every Thursday during the playoffs on the Sports Inferno, middays 10 to 2, only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
5.
He swings a line shot. Base hit. Right field. The Tigers win it.
4.
Home run number 50 for central fielder.
Gregory Pope. He got him a strike to end the game.
2.
He will touch them all.
1.
For the third straight game, the Tigers win it on a walk-off home run.
Detroit Tigers baseball is on the air. Detroit Tigers baseball is brought to you by Comerica Bank, Detroit area Chevy dealers, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, Murray's Auto Parts Stores, Marty Feldman Chevrolet, Lennox, GMAC, Zuber Buick, Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters, Detroit Medical Center, and the Accident Fund Insurance Company of America. Now live from Comerica Park, here are Dan Dickerson and Jim Price.
Sunny skies, temperatures in the 60s. You couldn't draw up an October afternoon for playoff baseball any nicer than this. A packed Comerica house, Comerica Park, a full house, getting ready for Game 4 of the American League Division Series between the Tigers and the Yankees. A win for the Tigers today, and they don't have to go back to New York. They will move on to the second round to the American League Championship Series against the Oakland A's. And, Jim, very similar to last weekend, but a different feel to this crowd today because this crowd knows how well the Tigers have been playing in the first 3 games of this series, especially the last 2.
Well, they've done everything right. Their step looks a little bit faster than their opponents. Their swings look more controlled. And as we said from day one, it all starts with pitching. And we saw a performance last night. Al Kaline just came in a few minutes ago and said, Jimmy, I have never seen a pitching performance like that. I said, Al, if you say that, I've got to mention that on the air. And he said, please do. He said, I have never seen that magic like that. Shut down an offense and have them go back to the dugout so frustrated after almost every at-bat.
Jim Leland said at the end of the game, as the Tigers take the field here at Comerica Park, rally towels, it's a sea of orange. Rally towels handed out to everybody who came in this ballpark, and everybody right now, 40,000 plus, waving those rally towels. It is quite a sight here at Comerica Park.
It's absolutely fabulous. These fans are the best.
Jeremy Bonderman against Jared Wright. Jeremy Bonderman making his first postseason start. Lots of postseason starts for Jared Wright, including a Game 7 start in the 97 World Series against Jim Leland's Florida Marlins. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Right now, let's check the starting lineups with Jim.
Our data brought to you by Zuber Buick. For New York, leading off and playing center field, Johnny Damon. At shortstop and batting second, Derek Jeter. Batting third and playing right field, Bobby Abreu. Batting cleanup and playing first base, Gary Sheffield. The DH will bat fifth, Hideki Matsui. Catching and batting sixth, Jorge Posada. Batting seventh and playing second base, Robinson Cano. At third base and batting eighth, Alex Rodriguez. And batting ninth and playing left field, Melky Cabrera. For Detroit, leading off and playing center field, Curtis Granderson. At second base and batting second, Placido Polanco. Batting third and playing first base, Sean Casey. In right field and batting cleanup, Maglio Ordonez. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, Carlos Guillen. Catching and batting sixth, Ivan Rodriguez. Batting seventh and playing left field, Craig Monroe. The DH will bat eighth, Marcus Timms. And batting ninth and playing third base, Brandon Inge. Pitching matchup this afternoon brought to you by Comcast Digital Cable. Call 1-888-COMCAST today. Jared Wright during the regular season, 11-7, a 4.49 ERA. He gets the start for the Yankees. And Jeremy Bonderman, the power arm, he won 14 and lost 8. He made 34 starts for the Tigers this year, and a couple starts against the Yankees this year. One there and one here. The first one here, 4 runs through 7, and then over there, 5 1/3. He gave up 11 hits and 4 runs. He ended up with a ERA of 4.08, but we know on a day like this in particular, Dan, I like him during the day with that fastball and the slider. We have seen at times against good hitting clubs, they could not read his breaking ball. So hopefully in this ball game, we'll see something like that, because we see the shadows already from some of the light towers coming across the home plate area. So hopefully he can take advantage of that.
It certainly didn't hurt Joel Zamaya the other day at Yankee Stadium to have those shadows in the late afternoon, and I think you're absolutely right. It helps Jeremy Bonderman today. He's been better at night games, but he hasn't started many at 4:30.
No, he hasn't.
Johnny Damon at the plate. The first pitch is a strike, and we are underway. And if you think this crowd isn't into this game, man, oh man.
This is incredible.
Damon last night in the game was held off the board, and that was a big key. He popped this one up into the air into shallow left field. Craig Monroe coming in, makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down. Always important to keep Johnny Damon and Derek Jeter as much as possible off the bases. They're on just twice in the game last night.
Well, the Yankees have not scored for 14 innings. So, to me, you shut them down the first couple innings, and maybe they get frustrated like they did last night off of Kenny Rogers' pitches.
Paul Emmel is our home plate umpire today. Larry Poncino at first, Larry Vanover at second, Tim McClellan at third, Laz Diaz down the left field line, and Alfonso Marquez down the right field line. Nothing but sunshine as we get this game underway. Not a cloud in the sky, 64 degrees at game time. Jeter bounces one to short. Guillen charges, scoops it off his shoe tops, throws the first, 2 up and 2 down. Great start for Jeremy Bonderman, especially if we start seeing those balls on the ground early on.
Well, great combination, a lot of ground balls, a lot of strikeouts. Tailing, sinking fastball. The slider at times almost looks like a curveball because it has a lot of down to it. So there's basically 2 different types of breaking balls that he does throw.
And Jim, it just seems like those left-handed bats are going to be the key for Jeremy Bonderman today.
284 coming into the game, 11 home runs. As we talked earlier, the slugging percentage, 472 against left-handers. Right-handers, well, he's neutralized, 235, just 7 home runs.
And the lefties in this lineup today have had a lot of success against him, so we'll get an indication early on. There's a fastball strike to Bobby Abreu, who showed bunt. pulled the bat back, and Paul Emmel went up with the right hand. Just underway, scoreless in the top of the first inning. What a thrill it is to be here at Comerica Park in what could be the deciding game of this best-of-5 series of the New York Yankees. The next pitch is low and inside to Abreu. Sheffield waiting on deck. If Abreu can get something started with 2 outs, Brandon Inge even with the base at third, rest of the infield back, and the outfield is straight up. Not much of a breeze here this afternoon. The 1-1 pitch on the outside corner. Nice and easy from Jeremy Bonderman, 94 miles an hour.
That is one of the keys for him, not to try to overthrow. If he tries to overthrow, he might lose command, and the ball will not have as much sink to him.
Well, this is what we saw last night. Everybody gets on their feet every time there's 2 strikes on a Yankees batter. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow center field. Granderson in 2 steps. He makes the catch, and the Yankees go out 1-2-3 in the first. Great start for Jeremy Bonderman and the Tigers. Tigers bat, bottom of the first. No score. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
What's the Super? It's a car that's a pleasure to drive. What's the Super? You use it's such a pleasure to buy. What's the Super? So dependable and easy to own. From a place that makes you feel at home. What's the Super? Come out to Super Buick and see. A Super's everything you want your car to be. What's the Super? Everything you want your car to be.
You love somebody. He or she gets diagnosed with something scary. So you turn to the internet for information. This place is confusing. I thought it would be easier than this. I now know less than I did when I started. Yikes. But there is one website out there where everything actually does make sense. www.dmc.org. When you need to know about healthcare, just log on and learn. All the medical mumbo-jumbo is translated into plain English. There's a library of streaming videos hosted by renowned journalist Emery King that bring medical breakthroughs to life. You can even make an appointment with a specialist online. When you need to know about healthcare, there's no better place to go than dmc.org, the website of the Detroit Medical Center. A better way to get better. For more details, visit dmc.org or call 1-888-DMC-2500 to schedule an appointment.
The cooler weather is here. How's that furnace working? Is it keeping you warm efficiently? Call your local Lennox dealer to have it checked out. Call KTM Heating and Cooling at 586-598-8146.
Game in the bottom of the first inning. Our first inning today brought to you by Cadillac and your Detroit area Cadillac dealers. Tigers are getting ready to face the 30-year-old native of Anaheim, California, Jared Wright.
Well, this right-hander one time was a hard thrower, but had lots of arm problems, and now he'll go from 88 probably to 93, throw a cut fastball also, mainly to the left-handers. I think the key for him, he's got to have at least 2 pitches working. He's got to have that curveball, and at times the curveball is a very good out pitch. We'll throw the changeup also, but he struggled this year. 4.49 ERA, 11-7 record, and well, left-handers 3.14 against him. Right-handers 2.55.
Curtis Granderson's had a tremendous series, and the first pitch from Jared Wright is low and inside.
A lot of postseason action. 15 games, 9 games started, 3-5 record, 6.75 ERA for Jared Wright.
Curtis Granderson takes his strike. At age 21, he became the second youngest pitcher ever to start Game 7 of the World Series when the Cleveland Indians called up their 21-year-old to start against the Florida Marlins. Here's a strike at the belt. My goodness. Looked off the plate inside, but Paul Emmel goes up with the right hand, and it's 1-2 on Curtis Granderson. 5 for 12 in the series. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a slow tapper to first base. Sheffield will pick it up, step on first. 1 up and 1 down. And talking to Jim Leland about that game, he said this guy was unbelievable. 21 years old, threw in the upper 90s. He's 6'2", 230 pounds, and he shut the Marlins out on 1 hit through the first 6 innings, took a 2-0 lead to the bottom of the 7th, came up a home run to Bonilla, and he said that began the little turnaround. Of course, Marlins tied it in the bottom of the 9th and won it in the bottom of the 11th in Game 7.
I remember he first started with Cleveland. He had a fastball in the upper 90s with ease and a sharp breaking ball to go with it, but he can't reach that anymore. He's got to use his guile and keep the hitters off balance.
Polanco takes a strike at the knees.
1 game against us. 6 1/3 this year, 6 hits and 2 earned runs, and he struck out 5.
The Tigers just didn't do much at all against him that day at Yankee Stadium. Now Polanco swings and bounces one foul down the third base line. The shadows from the light tower on the first base line, one of the towers, cutting right across the home plate area. Part of the shadows in front of home plate and extends about, what would you say, 10 to 15 feet toward the mound. And then there's some shadow behind home plate. But that's got to be a little tricky because the ball's going from sun through shadow back into sunshine.
Takes a lot of concentration. Always favor to the pitcher when you have the shadow as effect.
Now right into his motion, the 0-2 to Polanco. He swings and lines going right to the second baseman, Cano. Jumped up a little, didn't really have to. 2 up and 2 down, but another good swing from Placido Polanco.
140 and third innings in regular season. He only gave up 10 home runs, so that kind of tells me, for the most part, he keeps the ball down because just 10 home runs and that many innings pitched, and he gave up 157 hits in 140 in the third inning. So he's hittable, but really has kept the ball in the ballpark.
64 degrees and sunny at game time. The game time weather conditions brought to you by your weather authority, Fox 2 WJBK in Detroit. We're just underway and scoreless in the bottom of the first inning in Game 4, the ALDS, between the Tigers and the Yankees. Sean Casey steps to the plate. He had 2 big at-bats last night. An RBI single off of Randy Johnson, then he smoked one to the gap in right center off of Randy Johnson.
He was, as our pregame guest, and he's so interesting and such a pleasant young man.
1-0 pitch. He swings and hits the fly ball to shallow left field toward the line. Melky Cabrera will stop, make the catch, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. After 1, there's no score at Comerica Park on the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
The Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights and union contractors build the landmarks where we work, learn, live, and play. The MRCC and the union contractors work across Michigan to refurbish schools, construct the business centers of tomorrow, and are important in the revitalization of Detroit's hospitality industry. Contractors depend on union carpenters and millwrights for their skill and dedication. In return, employers can count on a job completed on time and on budget. A shared commitment to quality and safety on every job site has resulted in better cities, better schools, and stronger neighborhoods. MRCC members and union contractors create landmarks of tomorrow, today.
We're overstocked with car tires, truck tires, SUV tires, tires for imports, tires for domestics, trailer tires, and more. So we're having an inventory reduction sale with huge markdowns for you, only at Bell Tire. That's right. We'd rather drastically discount our name brand inventory than count it. That means big savings. For a limited time only at Bell Tire, you'll find huge discounts on the biggest selection of in-stock tires and get 12 months, 0 interest. Save on the top name brands like Goodyear, Kelly, Michelin, Toyo, Continental, and more. Plus, with our guaranteed lowest out-the-door pricing, you never pay for extras. Nitrogen inflation, valve stems, mounting, balancing, and tire disposal are free. And right now at Bell Tire, with approved credit, you can get 12 months, 0 interest when you make a purchase of $500 or more on your Goodyear credit card. See store for details. Don't need tires? Bell Tire's ASE certified technicians can perform a full menu of automotive services. Hey, this may be your last chance this year to take advantage of prices this low. Don't miss the inventory reduction sale, only at Bell Tire.
Don't miss Bell Tire's inventory reduction sale. Celebrated all Detroit area locations. For a location near you, call 1-888-GO-BELL or check the new AT&T Yellow Pages. Hurry, sale ends soon. Bell Tire. Size does matter. Red Wing Shoes has locations in Lansing, Holt, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and 9 Metro Detroit stores. Go to a Red Wing Shoe store near you. Red Wing Shoes. Built to fit. Built to last.
We have the hometown call of every inning of Tiger playoff baseball only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Jeremy Bonderman taking his final warm-up tosses. Top of the second inning. Scoreless game. Tigers and Yankees. Tigers trying to clinch today to move on to the American League Championship Series. The Yankees trying to force a Game 5 back on their turf at Yankee Stadium, and it would be tomorrow night.
It would be, I'll tell you what, short series, Mr. Mo, in a short series. Have we seen a change from Game 1? Just an incredible change.
I don't think there's any question. There's extra motivation for Jeremy Bonderman today, knowing what happened 6 days ago last Sunday when he was staked to a 6-0 lead. A similar day, similar crowd, everybody getting ready to celebrate, and he could not hold the lead, and the Royals came back to win that game. And Jim Leyland said he would address that with his team today. Said the basic message will be, don't think about a celebration. Don't think about whether we have to go back to New York or not. Don't think about winning it for the fans. Get down and dirty and play this game to the best of your ability, and everything else will take care of itself. There's a strike to Gary Sheffield.
That's what it's all about, and I think that's what he said from day one. The great managers I played for said the same thing. You go out and play your game. You don't worry about the other teams. You play solid Tiger baseball, and you let the things happen that will.
Sheffield swings and taps one foul, and Jim, I like what I see early. Lots of strike ones to each of the first 4 batters.
Well, you can't walk these fellas, and they are power hitting ball club. And the thing you got to remember, they can erupt at any time, so we need to keep them in a rut.
Now the 0-2 pitch to Sheffield. Check swing. He went too far. Home plate umpire Paul Emmel rings him up. A strikeout of Sheffield to start the second.
That's that slider, which is devastating at times, and at times it almost looks like a curveball because it goes straight down. So I just love what he has done with his slider and how he has improved it and how he has been able to hit his spots with it.
Long October shadows being cast by all those players on the field right now. None more than Jeremy Bonderman standing on that mound. On the third base side, this 23-year-old native of Pasco, Washington, trying to follow up. Very good start by Justin Verlander and an absolutely scintillating start by Kenny Rogers last night. Hideki Matsui takes the strike.
Some good numbers in this lineup against Bonderman. 7 for 15 with 3 home runs for Matsui.
Jim right there looked like he might have broken out the changeup early on.
It had some good movement on it, too.
Strike 1 pitch to Matsui is a little bit high. Comes right back with another off-speed pitch. 1-1. Matsui 4 for 12 in the series. He's the DH today with Melky Cabrera, the better defender in left field. And Jason Giambi sits down today. Interesting choice. The right-hander Sheffield versus the lefty Giambi in the lineup. Here's a high fly ball, right center field, not deep. Granderson drifts over. He's under it, makes the catch for out number 2.
Well, Joe Torre was talking earlier about, Melky Cabrera brings a little. Well, they need a little pick-me-up. They need a little pick-me-up, and he feels maybe that he's the guy to do it. He picked them up during the season. He came on strong when everybody got hurt, and he said, we need a little energy.
And the stunner, of course, today is Alex Rodriguez hitting 8th. That is a real stunner.
I think the last time he hit 8th was, well, he never did, even in the Little League.
He was 20 the last time he hit 8th, and he was still feeling his way in the major leagues. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. Cleanup hitter all year long, dropped to 8th in the lineup. The first pitch to the switch hitting Jorge Posada is low and inside. No score, second inning.
Well, to me, he's been in a slump, and I think Torrey's saying, hey, I'm going to take some pressure off you. Maybe I can get your swing back lower in the lineup.
Bonderman into his windup, the 1-0 pitch, swinging a high fly ball, center field, not deep. Granderson hardly has to move. Makes the catch. Jeremy Bonderman has retired the first 6 Yankees in order, and he's hardly needed any pitches to do it. Tigers bat in the bottom of the second inning. No score. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
America's #1 sports morning show joins Detroit's #1 sports station. Mike and Mike in the morning comes to 1270 XYZ, the sports station. Morning 6 to 10.
Somebody's going to have to come to the table awfully hard to jump into this crew.
Followed by the Sports Inferno with Mike Valenti and Jerry Foster. Middays 10 to 2, the Big Show with Doug Karsh and Art Regner. Afternoons 2 to 6. The Tigers Spotlight with Scott the Gator Anderson. Evenings at 6. Only on 1270 XYZ, the sports station.
Talk. Straight Talk. This is L. Brooks Patterson with Straight Talk for business owners. If you want to expand your business and you need fixed asset financing, now is the time to call the Oakland County Business Finance Corporation. The BFC can help you arrange a new SBA 504 loan anywhere from $150,000 to $10 million. The BFC has over 20 years' experience helping hundreds of businesses grow, and they can help you too. Business owners throughout Michigan can now take advantage of this fantastic long-term fixed-rate financing program. If you're expanding your business and you need to buy or construct a new building or purchase equipment, call the Oakland County Business Finance Corporation today at 248-858-0765. That's 248-858-0765. Let the BFC's expertise help you take your business to the next level. 248-858-0765. Talk. Straight talk. Call today.
Masons are everyday people. Business leaders, firefighters, even neighbors. Share the secret. MichiganMasons.org. Masons live better.
Tigers bat in the bottom of the second inning, still looking for a first base runner this afternoon. Jeremy Bonderman has retired the Yankees in order the first 2 innings. And Jim, the best thing, he needed 7 pitches to get through the first inning. And he needed 8 pitches to get through the second.
And this is a team that will wear you down, fouling off pitches and getting walks. So that is so important for Bonderman in those first 2 innings. And we talked about it coming into the game. Settle down, have a good couple of innings, and get his rhythm and keep them down from what happened last night.
Maglio Ordonez will lead off. Guillen and Rodriguez to follow. No score, bottom of the second inning. Big Jared Wright on the mound for the Yankees. The first pitch to Ordonez is high and outside. Jared Wright has battled injury problems his entire career. After that Game 7 start in '97, he had a healthy season in '98. And then the next 4 years injury-filled. Fly ball deep to left center field off the bat of Ordonez. Way back and gone! Maglio Ordonez to the deepest part of the ballpark, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
Just listen to the fans and enjoy it. A no-doubter by the flagpole in the deepest part of left center field. We talked about Wright needed to keep the ball down. That wasn't down, and that's how Wyatt went out of here so far. Number 1 in the postseason for Mag.
Man, did he put a charge into that one.
Big time.
Oh, you need your big hitters to come up big in a big game, and it doesn't get any bigger than that. The early lead against the Yankees. Now Carlos Guillen digs in. 5 for 10, plus a couple of walks. 10 at-bats, 12 trips to the plate, and he's reached 7 times. Batting lefty against the righty right, and the first pitch is high and outside.
Remember, this was a pitcher we told you only gave up 10 home runs in 143rd innings coming in the game.
Alex Rodriguez is off the line, shaded toward the hole, even with the base at third. Breaking ball strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wright had some success that first postseason at age 21. Almost no success in the postseason since.
Nope.
And he does not generally go deep into games. Guillen waiting on the 1-1 pitch. Here's a foul out of play to make 27 starts and only pitch 36 innings, Jim. Basically 5 innings to start. That's a real rarity for any starting pitcher. Usually, if you're not going to go more than 5 innings, you don't stay in the rotation for long.
That's why I think a lot of people think Joe Torre did such a great job. He had a patchwork this pitching staff.
Now Guillen waiting on the 1-2 pitch, high and outside. His 6 1/3 inning start against the Tigers at Yankee Stadium a few weeks ago was one of the longest he made all year.
Right. Well, that game he kept the ball down. He had a sharp breaking pitch at that ball game also.
Outfield just about straight up, and Johnny Damon plays a deep straightaway center field. Here's a foul out of play. Does not move very much, and we felt all along throughout this season most teams just don't know how to play the outfield defense here that the Tigers do.
Well, I've always thought that was home field advantage for us. Our guys understand what you have to do. You don't have to play as deep as some teams do, and we see teams time and time again play back so deep that fly balls can drop in here.
Now Jared Wright, the 6'2 righty, into his motion. 2-2 pitches off the plate. Full count now on Carlos Guillen. A leadoff home run by Maglio Ordonez, and the Tigers have the early 1-0 lead in what could be the clinching game in round 1 against the New York Yankees. Now the payoff pitch, swinging a high pop-up on the right side of the infield. Cano will go on to the outfield grass. Just a couple of steps. Now he comes back in to make the catch. 1 out after the home run by Ordonez, and that brings up Pudge Rodriguez. Time for Who's Your Tiger, brought to you by Murray's Discount Auto Stores, the auto parts supermarket.
I had Maglio circled, by the way.
I have no doubt you did.
No, I didn't. But, well, when you think about it,
Jeremy Bonderman.
Yeah, you got to go with pitching. You know, boy, pitching has been the name of the game for us all year, and it's been the name of the game in this series. So I'm going to stay with old Jeremy Bonderman.
Pudge Rodriguez at the plate, 2 for 11 in the series, and the first pitch is a breaking ball strike. And again, you can understand why the Tigers were underdogs coming into this series, but the thing that just surprised me so much was that the Tigers pitching, which really was good even during the slide up until the last 5 games, it was really good the whole time, was completely overlooked coming into this series. Here's a strike on the outside corner to make it 0-2.
Not overlooked by the Yankee players, but overlooked by the people that go to the games and write about them. There's no question about that. Pitching. It starts with pitching in a short game series. Give me strong pitching anytime.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, just off the plate. He's working that outside corner against Pudge Rodriguez, but never has a 95-win team been such a heavy underdog to a 97-win team.
Well, all we heard about in New York was the old Subway Series.
We heard everything, but somebody asked Joe Torre who his Game 1 starter was for the World Series. How Pudge takes another pitch outside.
And I'm sure Joe handled that the right way, because Joe certainly didn't feel that way about the Tigers.
2-2 on Pudge Rodriguez. Craig Monroe waiting on deck. Tigers with the early 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. Light breeze blowing in from left center right now. The 2-2 to Pudge backs him off the plate. He jumps back out of the way, and Jared Wright has now gone to a full count each of the last two batters. He'll walk his share of batters. Of course, the Tigers don't walk a whole lot. See if Pudge can draw a one-out walk here. 3-2 pitch, low and outside. He didn't have a choice. He bounced it up to home plate for a one-out walk.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Jim Leland does. We saw some hit and runs that worked last night. We've seen our ball club force the action a little bit, so we'll see what he does with a runner on in this inning, even though we're up 1-0.
Jared Wright does a very good job slowing the running game. And Posada's had his best year in a long time, throwing out runners attempting to steal.
36%, and he owes it all, he says, to Tony Pena, the former catcher, who's now the first base coach. What his footwork and preparation is a big part of his improvement behind the plate as far as throwing.
Monroe at the plate, 2 for 12 in the series. One of those hits was a home run. The first pitch here is a breaking ball that hangs a little bit high, ball one. I'd like to say a big happy birthday today to Cheryl Banks, who is celebrating her birthday today. Her son David does one heck of a job back in our studios in Southfield. So happy birthday, Cheryl. Enjoy the afternoon and this Tigers game this afternoon against the Yankees.
David does a great job.
Middle of the infield and double play death. Monroe has waited long enough on right, so he gets time from the home plate umpire. Paul Emmel steps out. Now he steps back in. Wright listed at 6'2", 230 pounds, works from the first base side of the rubber. When he sets, he holds the glove just above the belt. Slide step to the plate, swinging a foul out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marcus Thames is waiting on deck.
His fastball has been 89 to 93. Not a lot of movement on it, and we're seeing some pitches up in the zone. I think that's something our hitters can take advantage of, just like Maglio did.
Just what you were looking for at the start of the game.
You know, we did that the first game against Wong, and when he got it up, we had success.
Now Jared Wright sets. He'll flip over to first. Jim, I've just been so impressed with the Tigers' consistency of their at-bats, inning to inning, batter to batter against 3 pitchers, Wong, Mussina, and Johnson, who all had great success against the Tigers this year.
They're not throwing any at-bat away. Their concentration is so good. They're not over-swinging, and I think they're all trying to stay within themselves. And it started really in Game 1, even though we lost.
Now the 1-1 to Monroe. Fly ball, left field. It's deep to left field. Cabrera at the wall, looking up. It's gone! 2-run shot for Craig Monroe. Tigers lead it 3-0 here in the second.
It was an off-speed pitch, and he reached down to the outer half of the plate and absolutely smoked it. What power off the bat of Craig Monroe.
They're going crazy here at Comerica Park. The rally towels turning it into a sea of orange as the Tigers take a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. 2 home runs against the pitcher who'd hardly given up any all season long.
And both of them were no doubters.
Now Thames at the plate, and he takes a fastball high.
The bullpen for the Yankees is going to get busy already.
And Ron Guidry now making his way to the mound to talk to Jared Wright. Just what the Tigers wanted to do, get the early jump on the Yankees and have Jeremy Bonderman get off to a good start.
Well, this offense for the Yankees, one of the most potent that we've seen in many, many years. But when you think about how we shut them down in this series with good pitching, it just gives you so much confidence to our hitters that they can go out there and do the job that their pitchers are giving us the opportunity to do. I think it all works hand in hand.
Conversation over. Guidry back to that Yankees dugout. 3-0 Tigers with the lead in the second. The one-time Yankee Marcus Thames now steps to the plate. The 1-0 pitch, he fouls it over the screen just to our right here at Comerica Park.
Well, a couple home runs in this inning. That means they're both Fago home runs. 99 years, the flavor makers.
Mike Myers is up and throwing in the Yankee bullpen, and that seems like an unusual move. Here's a pitch up and in on Marcus Thames. You think of him as a situational lefty. He is a situational lefty.
That is very surprising that he would be throwing. He's also a right-hander throwing.
2-1 the count on Marcus Thames. The pitch from right is on the outside corner, fastball at the belt. So maybe Myers just up in case Curtis Granderson comes up and they want to make a move then. But again, not a guy who's going to give you a lot of innings. Now Jared Wright's 2-2 pitch. Low and outside, and now he's throwing a lot of pitches. Tigers are making him work awfully hard. 3-1 the count on Marcus Thames. The pitch, swinging a ground ball foul.
Well, Joe Torre knows there's no tomorrow, and you can't let this game get out of hand. So everybody in that bullpen will be used if they have to do it, and let's hope they have to do it.
The one thing you do want to do is get into that bullpen. They don't have a lot of consistency leading to Mariano Rivera in the ninth. Now the 3-2 to Marcus, swinging a shattered bat. Line drive, base hit over the glove of Alex Rodriguez. He shattered his bat in two and just had enough on it to get it over A-Rod's head.
Mr. Mojo, I had some great Tiger fans before the game talk about Mojo, and there it was right there. Absolutely shattered his bat. Half the bat went by A-Rod and looped it over A-Rod's outstretched glove.
Magglio Ordonez started the inning with a home run to the deepest part of the Yankee bullpen, right where the new wall meets the old center field wall. Pudge Rodriguez drew a one-out walk. The guy who doesn't walk a whole lot drew the walk. And then Craig Monroe hit the hanging breaking ball, and the only question was fair or foul. He dropped it inside the foul pole down the left field line, and the Tigers with a 3-0 lead. Now Timms with the broken bat single to left. Still just one out. Brandon Inge at the plate. The pitch from right is high and out of the strike zone.
Yeah, we're seeing a different Jared Wright, and those good swings will make you look a little bit different. But again, the last time he pitched against us, had good stuff, kept it down. We're seeing a lot of pitches up in the zone, and, well, Craig Monroe will tell you about that breaking ball, that all-speed breaking ball that went a long way.
Brandon is 1 for 11 in the series with 1 RBI. Short lead at first for Marcus Thames. Sheffield is holding with him. Middle of the infield looking for something on the ground. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner right at the belt for a called strike. Paul Emo goes up with the right hand. Second inning today brought to you by Bell Tire. 2 home runs have given the Tigers the early 3-0 lead on the day that they can eliminate the Yankees and move on to the American League Championship Series. Now Wright, working from the first base side of the rubber, has the sign. The 1-1 to Brandon, swing and a miss. The shadows from the right field roof line, the roof line that goes down the first base line and out toward right field, those shadows now trying to creep onto the field right by first base.
Hurry up, get out there when the Yankees come to bat.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Man on, a man out, and 3 runs in for the Tigers. Wright's 1-2 pitch just off the plate, down and away. That is very close, and a good eye by Brandon Inge.
Well, Brandon's the only one in the lineup that hasn't caught fire in this series. He's the only one that's been struggling with his swing, but you know he can hit him a long way when he connects.
You just get the feeling he's going to deliver a big hit in this game. Now Wright set, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He tied him up inside this time and strikes him out. First strikeout for Jared Wright. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Mike and Mike in the morning. Morning 6 to 10. Only on 1270 XYZ, the sports station. WXYZ Detroit, a CBS radio station.
outs and a man on first. That brings up Curtis Granderson from the 9th spot in the order back to the top spot now that Randy Johnson is off the mound. 5 for 13 with a couple of home runs plus a triple for Curtis Granderson. First pitch here, he swings and misses at an off-speed pitch off the plate. He and Polanco both came into the game 5 for 12 in the first 3 games, and very consistent at-bats for Curtis Granderson. He's only struck out 1 time in the 3 games.
And he's had the biggest hits in this series when you look what he did against Messina.
Strike 1 pitch in the dirt. He'll throw back to first, but back in with a head-first slide is Marcus Thames. He wandered a little far off when that ball popped out of the glove of Posada, but Posada recovered quickly and made a strong throw to first. 1-1 on Curtis Granderson. Again, lefties with a big advantage against Jared Wright. He's facing a few in the lineup here today. Granderson, Casey, and the switch hitter Carlos Guillen. Rodriguez is even with the base at third and off the line. Jeter shades up the middle on Granderson. He's waiting on the 1-1 pitch. He swings and lines it and right to Derek Jeter at shortstop. Jeter makes the catch. The Tigers are out, but the Tigers score 3. Ordonez and Monroe with home runs, and after 2 innings in Detroit, it's the Tigers 3 and the Yankees nothing on the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Going head-to-head with batters for 8 innings can really fatigue a pitcher. That's the time to bring in your closer. As a facilities manager or contractor, you may also need last-minute support. For fast backup, call on Grainger. With 24/7 online ordering, tens of thousands of products in stock, and one-stop convenience, Grainger gives you fast access to everything from motors to lighting supplies. Count on Grainger's knowledgeable staff to put you in a winning position. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League pennants, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness in the past, the present, and the future. Go get them, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
Detroit Tigers Playoff Baseball is brought to you by Michigan's most trusted name in healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, a non-profit corporation and independent licensee of the Blue Cross Blue Shield Association.
Catch Joel Zamaya Friday at 3 during the playoffs, only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Jeremy Bonderman taking his final warm-up tosses. He's been staked to a 3-0 lead in Game 4 of the American League Division Series between the Tigers and the Yankees. Home runs, Magglio Ordonez crushed one to the deepest part of left center field into the Yankees bullpen, and then Craig Monroe with Pudge Rodriguez on first jumped on a hanging breaking ball and dropped it over the Tigers bullpen in left. 3-0 Tigers as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Jeremy Bonderman is off to a strong start. Brilliant through the first 2. He's only needed 15 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Here's a fly ball in the left center field. Monroe charging, dives, makes the catch. Robinson Cano robbed of extra bases. A fine running, diving grab by Craig Monroe to start the 3rd.
Yes, sir, baby. A little bit giddy up. You know, Dan, we talked about it before the game. When we go into a streak like this, it seems like we're a little quicker, a little faster. Our steps seem a little bit quicker than the other teams, and we're in that mode right now in all aspects of our game.
Tigers have played nearly flawless defense in the 4 games so far. Only 1 error, and that was by the pitcher, Nate Robertson, in Game 1. Rodriguez bounces one to third. Brandon Inge with a big hop, fields it along the line, guns to first, 2 up and 2 down on 2 pitches here in the 3rd inning.
I'll tell you, just keep it going. We talked about 14 innings, shutout innings by Tiger pitching. keep them down. We're now into the third inning, and his pitches have been great. The late movement with the tailing fastball and the slider has been outstanding.
Think the shadows are helping him a little bit, or the time of day helping him a little?
I love those shadows. Let them just stay right there. I'm telling you, it's very difficult for the hitters when you face a power arm like Bonderman.
Shadows now covering home plate. Melky Cabrera at the plate, and he takes a pitch inside, ball one. The shadows extend out in front of home plate, and there's a thin shadow right in front of the pitcher's mound. It's a lot for a batter to deal with right now. The 1-0 from Jeremy, swing and a miss. Oh, he ate him up inside with a good sharp slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 Tigers were in the top of the third inning. Inge even with the base at third, the rest of the infield back. Granderson will shade a few steps toward left center. Melky Cabrera had a fine year for the Yankees. Pitch in the dirt. They didn't really know what they had. They thought they had something pretty good, but when the injuries came to Matsui and Sheffield, he got a lot of playing time, hit .280 with 7 home runs and 50 RBIs. Now the 2-1 pitch, swinging a pop foul out of play.
I think what they found out, Dan, is they have some players in the minor leagues, and that's not a normal thing for the Yankee organization, and they found out they have a complete ball player here.
Excellent defensive player. And this young man is just 22 years old. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The windup, the pitch, swing, and a tap foul. He just got a piece of it. A very defensive swing with 2 strikes. Jeremy Bonderman has retired the first 8 in order. He heaves a big sigh before he gets back up on the rubber from the third base side. Takes that quick step back into his motion 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second base. Nice hop for Polanco. Easy toss to Casey. Jeremy Bonderman is perfect through 3. Tigers bat in the bottom of the third. They've got the 3-0 lead. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
White cars, blue cars, cars that run on gas, cars that run on ethanol, little cars with 6-speed, 505 horsepower, 7-liter engines, off-road legends with 17-inch cast aluminum wheels, cars that get an EPA estimated 30 miles per gallon on the highway, chili pepper red cars with tan leather trim seats, SUVs with 9-speaker CD stereo and rear seats.
Want to drive it? GMAC and your GM dealer can help finance it for qualified customers. Visit GMACFS.com to find out more.
Looking for a new truck? Here's the case for the 2007 Chevy Silverado Classic. Now it's backed by the GM 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain limited warranty. Whichever comes first. Better than Ford, better than Dodge. Case closed. See dealer for details. Eligible GM Employee Program participants get an 07 Silverado Classic half-ton crew cab LT 4x4, starting at $28,813. MSRP, tax title license dealer fees, and optional equipment extra. See dealer for details. Or visit us online at ChevyDriveTheMotorCity.com to view current offers, our lineup, or locate a dealer near you. Chevy Silverado, with the GM 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain limited warranty. That's an American revolution. Chevy drives the Motor City. See your Detroit area Chevy dealer today.
Dot Cars, here Dan and Jim on the hometown call of every Tiger playoff game. Only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Tigers take a 3-0 lead to the bottom of the third inning. Jared Wright taking his final warm-up tosses. And there is activity still in that Yankees bullpen as he takes his final warm-up tosses here in the bottom of the third. Home runs from Ordonez and Monroe last inning have given Jeremy Bonderman an early 3-0 lead. Jeremy Bonderman has not always worked well with big leads, but this is the perfect lead for Jeremy Bonderman, it seems, Jim. 3 runs. Not too big, and Jeremy Bonderman through 3 has been just electric.
Well, you can tell he feels it. You tell he has what he wants to do for the fans here today, which we didn't do some time ago, is give them a reason to celebrate. And you can tell he's on his A game. He has kept the ball down, relying on his movement with all of his pitches.
And he has hardly needed any pitches to get through 3. Again, another short inning, Jim, just 8 pitches.
Amazing. You know, it's just really amazing for a team like the Yankees that would normally work the count.
Polanco at the plate. He takes a strike on the outside corner, lined out his first time up. The Yankees will chase guys in the 5th inning with their pitch counts over 100.
We've seen it time and time again.
And he's needed 23 pitches to get to the first 3 innings. Rodriguez even with the base at third. Rest of the infield back. Polanco lets a fly ball to left field. Not deep. Coming in Cabrera. He'll make the catch for the first out of the 3rd inning. Tigers on top 3-0. Jim Leyland has taken a team to the postseason 4 previous times. This is his 5th trip to the postseason. 3 times with Pittsburgh. And then, of course, there was that 97 Marlins team that went in as a wild card. And that team also ended the regular season by losing their last 5 games. Did not take a lot of momentum into the postseason. And, of course, the last time the Yankees won the World Series, they lost 15 of 18 going into the postseason. So momentum can be a little overrated going into that first series of the postseason. Casey at the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball strike in above the knees on the outside corner.
Anytime there's a short series, it's pitching and momentum that normally shows up, and this is a perfect example of it.
The Yankees took game 1. Tigers had just a flawlessly played game 2 with a 1-4-3, and then everything that you could have asked for in last night's 6-0 win. Strike 1 pitch is just off the plate outside. Randy Johnson on the mound. They strung together a few singles to score early and then started pounding the ball in the 6th inning to chase him. And Kenny Rogers had a look on his face that you will rarely see, matched again in intensity throughout the game. Rodriguez is off the line, deep at third. The 1-1 to Sean Casey just off the plate. Those pitches are close.
But see, that shows you our approach to hitting in this series. We're not, for the most part, having bad at-bats, bad swings, taking close pitches. So it tells me that we're seeing the ball awfully good against this Yankee pitching staff.
Now it's a big, thick shadow from home plate out to the front of the pitcher's mound. Wright is standing in sunshine and delivers into shadow. The 2-1 pitch is high and outside. Casey's seeing the ball well. It's now 3-1.
And I would say Joe Torre, he's not going to mess around very long. If he sees something happening, that bullpen is still up and throwing, and he'll have somebody else.
Again, Wright's been basically a 5-inning pitcher throughout the year. He's made a number of starts less than 5 innings. And he's thrown a lot of pitches the last 2. The 3-1 now to Sean Casey. Swings and pops it up into shallow left field. Cabrera racing in. Now he slows down, makes the catch for out number 2. Our 3rd inning today is brought to you by Lennox. Innovation never felt so good. 3-0 Tigers in the bottom of the 3rd, and now Ordonez steps to the plate. He jumped all over a 1-0 pitch and drove it. He just drilled it into the Yankees bullpen in deep left center field.
Well, I watched our guys in batting practice, and even in batting practice, which doesn't mean a lot, but you could see the good swings, and the ball was carrying. Let me tell you, carrying really well.
First pitch here is an off-speed breaking ball that hangs high and outside.
You know, I talked briefly with Kenny Rogers this morning, and he was still just
exhausted.
He said it's hard to describe.
The 1-0 to Maglio, ground ball to third base, backhanded, bobbled by Alex Rodriguez, picks it up, throws to first, and he throws it off the glove of Sheffield, and Ordonez is safe at first. Rodriguez had plenty of time to recover after he knocked it down with a backhand, but then he rushed to throw to first, and it was a poor throw. Right into the runner.
Yeah, that'll be an error. Not a tough play. Ball not hit very hard. They really was going to get it on the short hop, but absolutely booted it, and threw that dreaded tailing fastball over to Sheffield, and, he's safe.
When things went wrong for Alex Rodriguez, it was a complete breakdown offensively and defensively. He had a couple of different spurts this year where he couldn't throw the ball, and then he couldn't hit the ball.
They're one of the great players of all time. It is amazing.
And right now, he's going through a funk here in this division series. He's only got 1 hit, and he makes a big error, perhaps. It extends the inning, and the Tigers have certainly been taking advantage of extra outs in this series. Guillen at the plate. The first pitch is a strike, but Posada was set up outside, and he had to reach back inside to grab that ball.
I think that's the interesting thing about this series. They did not make a lot of mistakes, but when you look at the key ones, the wild pitch by Messina, and then the pass ball by Posada. Both times we jumped all over that and scored runs.
in a 4-3 game.
Very close game.
Ordonez at first with a short lead, 2 outs and a 3-0 Tigers lead in the bottom of the third. The strike one pitch, Guillen lines it foul down the left field line. He worked the count full his first time up and then ended up popping out to Cano at second base. Ordonez and Monroe with home runs, and the Tigers have a 3-0 lead. 3 runs and 3 hits for the Tigers. No runs, no hits for the Yankees. Bonderman has retired all 9 batters he's faced. Guillen batting lefty against Jared Wright. It was his stronger side during the year, but he finished very strong from the right side. So he's got it going really from both sides. The pitch, he swings and hits a line drive, and that's going to get over the glove of a leaping Cano into right field. Ordonez around second. He'll get to third. I'm not sure Cano saw that ball cleanly because he mistimed his jump, but all he had to do was go back 2 steps and he would have caught the ball. It's a base hit for Guillen.
Well, for some reason, he didn't take 1 step back and catch it. You could see like he was trying to time his jump and make the play, but if he steps back 1 step, he catches it in his back pocket. Well, we're seeing some things that you probably wouldn't normally see against this Yankee ball club. They're definitely out of sync, and we got to keep them that way. Take advantage of this.
It looked like he saw it all the way, Jim. Just misplayed it. So 2 misplays, 1 an error, 1 a base hit. And the Tigers now with a great opportunity to add to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Pudge Rodriguez walked his first time up, and Jared Wright may be nearing the end of the day if he doesn't get Pudge Rodriguez right here.
We had some good swings in the ball game last night, so we need to carry them on through here to today.
Ordonez at third, Guillen at first. Posada setting up outside, and the first pitch from Wright is a breaking ball off the plate. They appeal down to first, and Larry Poncino, the first base umpire, says he didn't go. Ball 1. 1-out walk to Rodriguez last inning, and then Craig Monroe followed with a 2-run home run to give the Tigers their 3-0 lead. Monroe waiting in the on-deck circle. An error by Alex Rodriguez has extended this third inning. Now Wright leans in to get the sign from Posada. Pudge Rodriguez waiting on a 1-0 pitch with 2 on and 2 outs. On its way, ground ball through the box. Into center field, a base hit. Ordonez in to score. Guillen headed to third. Johnny Damon throw, not in time. RBI single for Pudge Rodriguez, and the Tigers lead 4-0 here in the third.
We see it time and time again. We saw it in the ball game last night when Placido Polanco drove in a run after they could not get Granderson when he was picked off first base, got into second base, ground ball back through the middle, just like that. For Rodriguez, taking advantage of the error and the misplay, really, by the second baseman, Cano.
Joe Torre making his way slowly to the mound. He takes the ball away from Jared Wright. Jared Wright, the Yankees starter, has been knocked out of the game in the third inning. Everybody on their feet here at Comerica Park. The Tigers have a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the third. And while the Yankees go to their bullpen, we'll pause for these words on the Detroit Tigers radio network.
So, the accident fund's going to make this place safer, huh? Well, what could be safer than a dairy farm? I ask you. Things are pretty tame here at National Tiger Milk. There's not much to it, really. We feed the tigers, we milk the tigers. And that's about it. Why, the only remotely dangerous aspect of National Tiger Milk is hooking up the milking machine. Oh, wait. Get it. And we got a guy who's real good at that. Right, Lefty? Oh, gosh. Oh, my.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easy. But at the Accident Fund, we can always find ways to keep your workers safer and your insurance premiums lower. Ask your agent about Accident Fund Workers' Compensation Insurance. Or log on to accidentfund.com for an agent near you.
This here's Lefty. He's my right-hand man.
Hi. Accident Fund Insurance Company of America. Safer together.
Detroit Tigers Baseball is brought to you by Accident Fund Insurance Company of America. For more information about Accident Fund, your work-safe partner for workers' compensation, call your independent insurance agent.
We give you the latest on every Tigers playoff game, 2 to 6 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Tigers 4, Yankees 0. 2-0, bottom of the third inning. The Tigers have knocked out the Yankee starter Jared Wright, victimized by some bad defense here in the third. And Corey Lytle, who came over in the trade with Bobby Abreu from Philadelphia, takes over on the mound.
Well, he's been hittable, 49 hits and 45 in the third innings with the Yankees. 26 earned runs, 19 walks, 32 strikeouts. Now listen to this, 11 home runs and 45 in the third inning. That really stands out. More of a finesse pitcher. He'll get up to 92 with the fastball, curveball. Also has a split finger to go along with it. Basically a sinker ball pitcher, but 11 home runs and 45 in the third innings with the Yankees. That's a lot.
The concern for the Yankees after Wong and Mussina was their Game 3 and their Game 4 starters. Johnson actually pitched a decent game last night until the Tigers got to him in the sixth. But they had to be worried going into today's game with Wright on the mound. Monroe swings and misses because he simply doesn't go deep into a game. But Joe Torre, Jim, picked him over Corey Lytle to start this game today.
Yep, you know, it's decisions that, well, you know what will happen with the media in New York about those decisions.
Shadow now covering the mound where Lytle is standing. There's a little swatch of sunshine between the mound and home plate. First and third, 2 outs, a run in, and a 4-0 Tigers lead. Monroe with a big 2-run home run in this game takes a breaking ball in the dirt. He laid off a good pitch. Couldn't get him to chase it. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 home runs for Monroe in this series, 2 for Curtis Granderson. Lytle with Philadelphia the last 2 years, really parts of the last 3 seasons before the trade to the Yankees. His best years were with Oakland in 2002 and 2001. The 1-1 pitch to Monroe, outside, down and away. Now he's got a good hitter's count, 2-1.
Well, once again, the at-bats by our players in this series, they just got better game in and game out. We haven't seen many of our hitters go after a pitch that haven't been across the plate.
It's been very impressive in all 4 games. That's why we came out of Game 1 optimistic, simply because of the quality of the at-bats we saw against Wong. Lytle works from the third base side of the rubber. He sets, checks the man at third. That's Guillen. The 2-1 pitch, low and inside. Craig Monroe's seen the ball very well right now. He's got a 3-1 count and a chance to add to a 4-0 Tigers lead here in the bottom of the third. Guillen coming down the line at third. Pudge Rodriguez with the RBI single takes his lead off first, and Sheffield is holding with him. Cano shades up the middle just a little bit. Monroe waiting on a 3-1 pitch on its way. Swinging a ground ball foul over by the Tigers dugout. Tried to track the breaking ball, but he just got a piece of it. Marcus Thames is waiting in the on-deck circle. A near-perfect fall afternoon for playoff baseball. 64 degrees and not a cloud in the sky as we got this game underway, and now the shadows are creeping across the infield here at Comerica Park. Pudge will be off with the pitch from first base. 3-2, 2 on, 2 out, the 4-0 Tigers lead. Lytle set. Posada setting up outside. The fake to third, the look to first. And shockingly, the move didn't work again.
In the history of baseball, I'm not sure it's ever worked.
That's just not quite confident in the pitcher about to throw. So Lytle will reset with his catcher, Posada. Looks over his shoulder at Pudge at first base. Now he sets. Holds the glove at the letters. Monroe waiting on a 3-2 pitch. On its way. Swing and a miss. He got him on strike. But the Tigers capitalize on an error by Alex Rodriguez. A Pudge Rodriguez 2-out ground single to center adds to the Tigers' lead. And after 3 in Detroit, it's the Tigers 4 and the Yankees nothing on the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
What size work boots do you wear? Do a number and a letter come to mind, like 10D, for instance, or just a number? Red Wing shoes come in hundreds of different sizes and widths because that's where feet come in. And for our customers, that means more comfortable feet and a more comfortable shift. Hey, size and width do matter. Red Wing shoes, built to fit, built to last. since 1905. Size does matter. Red Wing Shoes with locations in Lansing, Holt, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and 9 Metro Detroit stores.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League pennants, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness in the past, the present, and the future. Go get 'em, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
Comcast, providing all your in-home communication needs. Cable TV, high-speed internet, and their new phone service, Comcast Digital Voice. For details, call 888-COMCAST.
Hear the hometown call of every Tiger playoff game only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
What an afternoon in downtown Detroit. The Tigers 4, the Yankees nothing. Jeremy Bonderman has set down 9 in a row, only 1 ball hit hard. Good defensive play by Craig Monroe in left center field. The Yankees have now been shut down in 17 straight innings by Tiger pitching.
And Jim, their longest streak the entire season was being shut down 13 consecutive innings without a run.
Just something special going on here. Jeremy Bonderman has struck out 1. 23 pitches, Dan, right through the first 3.
That's it.
It'll be Damon Jeter and Abreu to face Bonderman. First pitch inside for a ball. Damon flied out his first time up, but boy, you know this offense is dangerous. They just get a little bit of a break or a little bit of something going. You have to be careful. Boy, he's forward to strike over. He is throwing free and easy with his fastball and his breaking pitch. And this inning brought to you by Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work.
He's only gone to a 2-ball count on 1 batter.
Chopper to second base, Polanco. Easy play. He's up with it over to first. Another easy out.
I don't ever remember, Jim, so many Yankee hitters in a row swinging early in the count, making easy outs.
I'm just seeing frustration swings. They can't read the pitches when they do swing. Like that pitch, it was down and away. Johnny Damon couldn't do much with it. This is Derek Jeter, one of the greats of all time right here, folks. Derek Jeter, 0 for 1 in this game. 7 hits in the series, 1 home run. First pitch over, called strike. Easy 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Gap in left center field for Derek Jeter. The next offering, swing and a miss and an off-speed breaking ball. Now Jeter out of the box, and boy, he'll redo those hitting gloves. Jeremy Bonderman in the sun, the hitters in the shade. Now Bonderman anxiously waiting for Jeter to get in the box. Now we're set. Swing and a miss on a slider off the plate away. Sweeping breaking ball, and that's his second strikeout. You hear these great Tiger fans.
We watched something special with Kenny Rogers last night, Jim, and I think we're watching something special again here today with the ease of these outs that Jeremy Bonderman is getting to the first 11 batters. Sharp, late break on that slider. You get Derek Jeter to swing at a pitch like that, you know you've got good stuff.
This is Abreu. He flied out the center his first time up. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Check swing, foul. Came inside with the fastball.
That's that pitch he needs to a left-handed batter, that good four-seam fastball that comes in tight.
Popped him up, left side. Ian in the outfield grass. He calls for it. He did it again. 1, 2, 3. He has now set down 12 in a row very easily. It is 4-0 Detroit. Oklahoma Tiger ball. We will be right back.
Hi, Michael Lavey, president of Airmaster Heating and Air Conditioning, announcing a very romantic idea. It's Airmaster's new fireplace and grill shop. So now the same people you trust with your heating and air conditioning can give you a romantic gas fireplace that you can turn on instantly with a remote. Imagine turning your living space into a romantic setting with a touch of a button. Are you ready to be romantic? Call Airmaster today, 1-888-9-AIRMASTER.
Madonna University is rooting for the Tigers. Swing for the fence, fellas. That's the same drive for excellence Madonna University fosters with students. And during an economic downturn, Madonna urges you to be a part of the education upswing. Whether you finish a degree or transition to something totally new, return to learn. To get started, attend a Madonna Transition Tuesday and discover your education options. Stop in any Tuesday through the end of November between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Madonna not only offers credit for work experience, the classes are small, and they meet days, nights, weekends, and online to fit your schedule. Check out Madonna's 75 undergraduate or 22 master's programs, from business administration and teaching to sport management and computer science. Find them all online at madonna.edu. Madonna University, where your successful transition to a new career is our greatest achievement. Hey fans, sign up for the 2007 Detroit Tigers full season tickets and guarantee your ability to purchase tickets to all potential ALCS and World Series home games at Comerica Park. Call 313-471-BALL now for details.
Terrific news from downtown Detroit. The Tigers all over the Yankees. 5 hits for 4 runs. Jeremy Bonderman has struck out 2. He's not given up a base hit. He has set down 12 in a row. The new Yankee pitcher is Corey Lytle. Here at right started 2 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, a walk and a strikeout. Lytle come in the third to strike out Craig Monroe. 3 in the second on 2 home runs, and then, boy, with 2 down, the error by A-Rod at third base, and the Tigers took advantage of it. Singles by Guillen and Pudge, and we had another run.
Hard to believe the ease with which Jeremy Bonderman has gone through this order, Jim. 31 pitches in 4 innings. I guarantee you the Yankees have not had another stretch like that all season long.
Well, the swings last night and tonight, they have to be mystified in New York right about now. This is Marcus Timms. He singled his first time up. All-speed pitch over for a strike. Marcus 5 hits against his former team here in this series. Breaking ball, chopper to third. Rodriguez backed up. He'll gun to first. They just get Timms because Rodriguez backed up and he threw a sidearm sinking fastball to first base.
That's not a confident throw from third base right now from Alex Rodriguez. And that was a heck of a stretch by Sheffield at first. I mean, he did the split.
Yeah, he did that in New York also, but A-Rod backed up on the ball instead of charging it. Brandon will step in. Brandon struck out his first time up. We need to get his bat going. This young man has had a terrific year, and I'd like to see him get some bingos here in this ball game. Now the right-hander Lytle into the motion. His pitch outside and low. Hit it up to 92 with the fastball, the curve slider, and the split finger. A little bit low for a ball. 2-0 to Brandon. On deck is Curtis Granderson. There's a called strike.
Lefties hit Lytle better than righties, but he gave up 15 home runs to right-handed batters and 15 to left-handed batters.
2-1, ground ball to Jeter at short. Up with it over to first. 2 down. Don't forget now, it's not too late to get your tickets to potential American League Championship and World Series games right here. Sign up for the 2007 Tigers full season tickets. That will get you the ability to purchase tickets to all potential ALCS and World Series home games. Call 313-4711-BALL or visit Tigers.com to find out more about it. 4-0 Detroit. 4-5-0 for the Tigers. All zeros except an error for the Yankees. Curtis Granderson 0 for 2 in the game. Takes a split finger outside for a called ball. Great series for Curtis. 2 home runs, 5 hits. Fly ball, shallow center field. Johnny Damon will drift in. He'll call for it. He'll take it for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down here in the 4th for the Tigers. But we lead 4-0. Listen to 1270 XYT Tigers Baseball Network.
Hi, I'm Paul Prekatese, Senior Vice President of Gas Operations for Consumers Energy, encouraging you to call Miss Dig before every digging project. Miss Dig will arrange to have the underground utilities at your home or construction site safely located and clearly marked with colored flags.
Careless digging is dangerous and costly. Call Miss Dig first at 1-800-482-7171. It's fast, it's free, and it's the law.
And now, another Comcast Consumer Update.
I'm here with the fastest pitcher in the league, Detroit's own Joel Zumaya, known for his blazing 103-mile-an-hour fastball.
Thanks, but that's still not as fast as Comcast high-speed internet.
Well, Comcast high-speed internet is true high-speed, and now with Power Boost, it's even faster.
What?
You can download photos, files, music, and more faster than ever. Power Boost is an extra surge of power that kicks in for downloading up to twice as fast.
That's like pitching 206 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Is the competition that fast?
Well, let's just say they only throw slow curveballs.
Wow. Where do I sign with Comcast?
Just call 1-888-COMCAST to get Comcast high-speed internet for $19.99 a month for 4 months.
This has been a Comcast Consumer Update. New customers only. After promotion, standard rates apply. Installation, taxes, and franchise fees extra. Actual speeds may vary. Power Boost speed claims and references are for downloads only and are available with 6 meg and 8 meg speed plans. Limited time offer. Other restrictions apply.
Detroit Tigers Playoff Baseball on 1270 XYT, the sports station, is brought to you by Comerica. We listen, we understand, we make it work.
The Tigers are in the playoffs, and we're covering them middays, 10 to 2 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
4-0 Detroit. We go to the 5th inning, and is brought to you by the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters. Log on to hammer9.com. Jeremy Bonderman has been perfect through 4 with 2 strikeouts. The Yankees now have gone 18 innings without a run against Tiger pitching. This is a team that batted .285 during the year with 209 home runs, and they scored 925 runs.
The greatest lineup ever assembled. It's all we heard in New York.
It'll be Sheffield, Matsui, and Posada to face Bonderman, who has struck out a couple. He's not, of course, walked anybody. He hasn't even come close to walking anybody. The Yankees been swinging early in the count.
1-2 ball count.
Ground ball foul, third base side. Only 1 ball hit hard, and that was a good defensive play by Craig Monroe in left center field. Long drive down the left field line. If it's fair, it is gone, but it is foul. And a lot of home run distance. Man. Well, that's okay. We saw Bernie Williams do that last night. Then he struck out.
First pitch strikes now, Jim, to 10 of the 13 batters that he's faced.
That's big time. Sheffield waiting on the 0-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. The slider off the plate away. Once again, cannot read the slider away from them, the right-handed batter. It was not a strike again, but he couldn't hold up.
Just like his first at-bat. Check, swing, and both times clearly went across the plate.
1 down for Matsui. He flied out the center his first time up, and we told you the numbers off of Bonderman coming into the game. 7 for 15 with 3 home runs.
Damon had good numbers. Cabrera and Abreu had good numbers.
Ground ball. Casey, big hop. He'll get it. He'll take it to the bag himself. 2 down. With 2 down would be Posada. Go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, Jim, do you think it's because he's got such good stuff that they figure anything they like early in the count they're swinging? I've never seen the Yankees take this many swings early in the count and make the easy out.
I think a combination of that and being so frustrated last night, I think it's carried on over here to the ball game. I mean, you don't even want to get into the numbers that all these fellas put up because they're incredible. There's a strike to Posada. 36 pitches thrown by Jeremy Bonderman. He has stayed around 94 to 96 with the fastball and the slider. Well, it's just incredible. In the dirt, give the count at 1-1. Tigers on top, 4-0 on 5 hits. 2 home runs by Ordonez and Monroe. And an unearned run in the 3rd. Error by Rodriguez. 2 singles by Guillen and Rodriguez. Now Bonderman gets a sign from his catcher. His delivery. Did he go? Nope. That's Tim McClellan. He says he didn't go, and he gets booed. Ball 2 and strike 1 with 2 down. Posada has 5 hits in this series. Ball strike inside corner with a 96-mile-an-hour swing-back fastball. You hear the crowd. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jeremy Bonderman is set down 15 in a row with 4 strikeouts. Tigers lead 4-0. Home at Tiger Ball. We will be right back.
All right. If you work on your car, there's one thing you should know. A man named Murray is going to save you some dough.
Okay, so you work on your car and you know that Murray's Discount Auto Stores have great ASC certified people and guaranteed low prices on a huge selection of name brand auto parts and accessories. But did you also know Murray's offers great free services like free oil recycling, free wiper blade installation, and free electrical testing? All true. So now that you know, remember this.
A man named Murray is going to save you some dough.
22. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, you're lifting a lot of steel today. You in training or something?
23. Got to stay in shape to pick up all my office supplies at Staples. 24.
Why don't you just use the easy button?
25. Got to get these cases of paper to the office. Easy button.
Yeah, you can get free delivery on all orders over $50.
All in one. 26 new manager's chair.
You don't have to lift a thing.
Give me that easy button.
Skip the heavy lifting. Staples has free delivery on orders over $50. Just go to staples.com or call 1-800-STAPLES. You'll find over 35,000 office essentials, from paper and ink to the latest technology products like computers, copiers, and printers, all delivered fast and free to your door. And what's more, buying quality Staples brand products can save you a lot of money. From pens to printer ink, Staples makes it easy, so there's really no reason to break a sweat.
Hey, does this easy button work on delivering lunch too?
Man, I'm starving. Staples. That was easy.
Mike Valenti here, and we're talking Tiger playoff baseball. Middays, 10 to 2 on Sports Inferno, 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Folks, there's some sort of magic going on down here at Comerica Park. Like last night, Jeremy Bonderman has set down 15 in a row, 1 ball hit hard. He has struck out 4. The Yankees now have been held off home plate in 19 innings by Tiger pitching.
He has not needed 10 pitches to get through any inning, Jim, and he's thrown 40 pitches total.
This is an all-star lineup that he's just mowed them down like the professor did last night. Corey Lytle on the mound for the Yankees be Polanco, Casey, and Maglio Ordonez to face the right-hander. Boy, the fans here, this is so exciting. Yeah, you search for words. I mean, incredible, exciting, mind-boggling, happy. I mean, you name it. Get the dictionary out for me. There's a strike to Placido, who is 0 for 2. Outfield straight away. Inside, 1-1 to him. Well, the shadows, shadows are all over the infield now. A little bit inside, 2-1 to him. Only in the sun is Cabrera in left and Damon in center, but looks like Jeter and A-Rod might have a little bit of a problem at their position. Yep. But that's about it. Well, we'll see what Polanco does on the next pitch from Lytle. Ground ball in the hole. Jeter over. Cannot make a play, infield base hit. He just grabbed it, knew he couldn't get him. These are the things that we're seeing in this series. When we do seem to hit a ground ball, it's kind of in the hole or just underneath the glove.
Cano last night couldn't get the Casey ground ball in the big 3-run second inning.
Old mojo, baby. Sean Casey will step in. Before he does, don't forget, live out your baseball dreams with the fantasy camp. In January, play along some former Tigers. Call 313-47-WALL to 313-471-2550 or log on to Tigers.com. Great people. Go to that fantasy camp. Come down and join them. Sean Casey, a big part of what the Tigers have done since he came over in the trade from Pittsburgh. 0 for 2 in this game. Just off the plate away for a ball. But you look what he did last night against Randy Johnson, who coming into the game, left-handers batting 194, 2 big base hits, one of them a double.
Yeah, almost no extra base hits against Johnson by a left-handed batter.
Talking about veteran that has stepped up, it is Sean Casey.
Handles the bat well. We'll keep an eye on Polanco at first.
Sort of over there, no problem for him. Jarrett Wright started only 2 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Casey has batted 4 times against Lytle, 2 for 4. One of those hits a double. Go to first, no problem. By the way, October 7th, 1968 was a great date in Tiger history. Mickey Lolich tossed a complete game. The Tigers defeated the Cardinals 5-3 in Game 5 of the World Series. I remember it very, very well. Went on to win 3 games, be the MVP, and why not? On this date.
3 games, 3 complete games.
And a home run in the series.
And a home run.
I mean, now, come on. I understand the good pitching, but that home run, that's mojo. Ground ball in the hole to right field. Rounding second and heading to third. Polanco Abreu gets it in. He hits Jeter, the cutoff man. Runners on the corners. Nobody down.
I like the aggressive base running by Polanco. We've seen him stop a number of times on that kind of ground ball, Jim, but he read it well. He knew Abreu had a long way to go, and he took off for third.
Runners on the corners, nobody down. 4-0 Detroit. October 7th. Aglio steps in. He got us started with his first postseason home run in the second.
The guy is giving up a lot of home runs in a Yankee uniform.
Infield will be in double play depth. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. I think Mags wanted to crank another one out of here, and Lytle read it. Outfield deep, straight away. Another breaking ball, ground ball into left field, another base hit. went down and got another breaking ball and drilled it into left field. 5-0 Detroit. 3 straight base hits.
So big to keep adding to this lead, knowing that this Yankee lineup could explode at any moment, and Maglio has come up big.
Ron Guthrie, pitching coach, coming out. I'm not sure the Yankees, a great organization, a great team, really know what hit them. They just don't know what's going on in this series. But, everybody said going into a short series, you just don't know. So many things can happen, but if you look at history, give me pitching any time in a short series, and boy, you had the aggressive swings that we've had, the sharp swings, the defense. It's all gone for us right now.
That certainly gets talked about a lot, and history has borne it out. If you've got the stronger pitching going into a short series, the team with the stronger pitching, especially if there's a sizable gap, and there was a sizable gap between the Tigers pitching and Yankees pitching, will have the edge.
Minnesota found out about, good pitching in a short series. 2 on, nobody down. Carlos Guillen, 1 for 2 in the game, will be the batter. 3 straight singles. The Tigers have another run. 8 hits for Detroit. Basie at second, Ordonez at first. Rodriguez looking for the bunt at third. Line drive, base hit down in the corner. Abreu, the right fielder, over to track it down. That will score. Casey behind him. Maglio is being held at third, and very wisely. The relay got in, and to the catcher, Posada, very quickly. Another base hit. 4 in a row, another run. 2 on, nobody down.
Man, the swings from Carlos Guillen in this series. Don't know why they were looking bunt. There wasn't a chance in the world he was going to lay one down there. Belt high fastball, Jim, on the inner half of the plate.
Joe Torre coming out. That usually means a pitching change, and the gate to the bullpen is opening. And, the fans, it's just hard to hear yourself. This is electric. Be a new Yankee pitcher. We'll take a timeout and come right back to tell you about him.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League pennants, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness in the past, the present, and the future. Go get them, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
We're talking Tigers playoff baseball, afternoons 2 to 6 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Tigers picked up 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 more here in the fifth. There's nobody out, and we have runners at second and third, and the new Yankee pitcher is a hard-throwing Brian Bruni. He takes over for New York.
Well, we've seen an impressive fastball from this young man. He doesn't always know where it's going. His third appearance. We saw him in Game 2, 1 scoreless inning of work, and then yesterday just 1/3 of an inning. And after he got the last out of the 6th inning, Curtis Granderson greeted him with a long home run to right center to start the 7th inning, and he ended up getting just that 1 out. He left after Granderson's home run.
2 zeros and an error for the Yankees. The Tigers 6-9-0. You talk about everything gone for them. It's absolutely incredible. When you look out and see all these fans here, they're all standing and cheering and waving. It's incredible. It is. This will be a picture in our mind for a long, long time to come. These great Tiger fans into every pitch. Budge Rodriguez going to get the hit with the infield in tight. Ordonez at third, Guillen at second, nobody down. Rodriguez 1 for 1 in the ball game. He also walked and drove in a run. Rooney's first offering. Breaking ball outside.
During the regular season, 20 innings of work after being claimed off waivers from the Diamondbacks, 15 walks, 25 strikeouts.
Rodriguez waiting on the 1-0 from the right-hander. Swing and a miss on the slider. If you could see this ballpark with the people standing everywhere, it is one incredible sight. There's so much orange with the orange towels and so many of our great fans wearing Tiger jerseys.
Incredible atmosphere leading up to the first pitch and throughout the day.
There's a fly ball. Center field should be deep enough to score Maglio. Damon does not throw very well, and he will come in to score, and that's another run for Detroit. Sacrifice fly for Rodriguez. 7-0 Detroit. One down. So Torrey coming right back out. And there's more action in the pen, so Dan, either he's going to come out and talk to his boys, or he did make the call to the pen, so it'll be another Yankee pitcher here in the 5th inning.
And this pitching change brought to you by New Life. You can change your life today with New Life. Call 866-NULIFE3.
Let's stay right here because I want everybody to hear the fans. This is just incredible. It's the sight is something to behold, but the noise.
It was so fun last night, Jim. Kenny Rogers not a strikeout pitcher, but every time he got to 2 strikes, everybody got on their feet. And sure enough, he ended up with 8 strikeouts last night. And we're seeing the same thing today. And Jeremy Bonderman has come through with 5 sterling innings.
These fans give us home field advantage no matter who is here. It's the 10th regular on the field with these great fans. Over 40,000 here once again. It is just another great day here at this ballpark. And, you know, there were so many great days at Tiger Stadium for this great organization. Now to see the start of some great years here at this ballpark. Just so many good things. And, you know, this team, because of the pitching and the quality players we have, this team has a chance to be good for years to come. And the pitching is strong. There are more pitchers in the minor leagues that have looked awfully good. Boy, it is just so exciting, and another right-hander, Scott Proctor, takes over for the Yankees, Dan.
This is his 3rd appearance, Jim, in this division series, an inning and a third in his other 2 appearances. 2 hits. He did not allow a run. He walked 1. Heavy workload during the regular season. Very rare to see 80 appearances and 100 innings in relief. He pitched 102 pretty effective innings, 3.52 ERA, but that workload shows you that Joe Torre did not have a lot of guys that he really trusted down there to set up Mariano Rivera.
Well, it'll be interesting if we can hold on to this lead and the Yankees are eliminated, what they will do next year. Because, yes, offense is there, but pitching, and, you know, I think everybody felt all year that Boston didn't have the pitching, the Yankees did not have the pitching, and to try to piecemeal a pitching staff together, and when you grab people off waivers and so forth, it tells you that, well, you got some problems.
You got some problems for Vano, obviously. You can't count on him. He didn't pitch at all this year. And really big question marks after Wong and Mussina because you don't know about Randy Johnson, and certainly Wright and Lytle don't appear to be the answer.
It'll be quite interesting if we can hold on to this lead. It is 7-0, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Ian is at second base. 3 runs are in on 4 straight hits and a sacrifice fly.
Love the way the Tigers have scored runs throughout this series. Some on home runs, but also stringing together the hits.
Craig Monroe to face Proctor. Fastball, mid-90s, and a slider. And that's what the first pitch was, ball 1. He has a tendency to hang that slider. Ask Craig. He saw it in that series in New York that we played them. He hit it a mile.
Biggest win of the year, according to Jim Leyland.
1 for 2 in this game, a home run. His first time up, takes a pitch over for a called strike. 1-1 to him. Craig had a terrific year, got better defensively. Now Proctor steps off with Cano paying attention to Ian at second. It's 7-0 Detroit, 9 hits, 2 zeros, and an error for the Yankees. 43,126. Did I hear that right?
I believe so.
Wow. Slider swing and a miss. 43,126. Boy, my ears are not failing me. Wow.
That would be your basic SRO crowd, wouldn't it?
My goodness. Craig waiting on the 1-2 from Proctor. Swinging a fly ball, shallow right field, curving foul. Abreu going over, and he will not make the catch. Just in the seat, right field umpire, that's Laz Diaz, or Alfonso Marquez, made the call. Let's pause quickly. Let our stations along our Tiger Network identify themselves.
The Big Show, afternoons 2 to 6, only on 1270 XYT, the sports station. WXYT Detroit, a CBS radio station.
Craig stays alive, waiting on another offering from the hard-throwing right-hander for the Yankees.
No question the wind pushed that away from Abreu because it certainly looked catchable off the bat.
A 1-2 offering again. Ground ball to right side, not hit hard. Cano up with it. Over to first, Ian gets to third. 2 down for Marcus Timms. Timms has had a fine series against his former team. 5 hits. I thought those 3 hits against Messina the other night in New York were very big.
6 for 7 lifetime now against Messina.
How about that?
And it was the first pitch each time.
Swinging a foul back off the fastball. Bottom of the 5th, Comerica Park, 7-0 Detroit. Marcus waiting on the next offering. Outfield just doesn't move. They're straight away as usual. Slider in the dirt, blocked by Posada. They always anticipate a breaking ball in the dirt, and that's why he was able to block it. He's improved on his footwork. Singles by Placido, Casey. Maglia with an RBI single. Guillen with an RBI double, and then Rodriguez sacrifice fly. Monroe grounded out. Now it's Marcus Timms. Now Marcus asks for time from the home plate umpire Paul Emo. He gets it out of the box and will reset. We get a foul back again off the fastball. Proctor will pitch from the stretch. Ian at third, 2 down. Slider down low, makes the count 2-2 with Brandon Inge on deck. 7-9-0 for the Tigers. Called strike 3, Marcus Newitt. The Tigers are out, but not before they put 3 more on the board. 5 are in the book. It is 7-0 Detroit. You're listening to 1270 XYT Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Hello, Tigers fans. This is Iron Mike, president of Detroit Metal Market. Everybody knows what I do. I'm the scrap metal guy. Does your company generate scrap metal? Do you wonder if you're getting all you can for your scrap metal? Maybe it's just time for a consultation so you'll know the market. If it's metal, I want it, and we pick up consulting, analysis, correct grading, and market prices. Remember, if you don't sell your metals to me, we both lose money. So call me at 877-IRON-MIKE or log on to 877ironmike.com.
When you see the blue Old English D, you always think of the Detroit Tigers. And when you see the familiar Blue Cross and Shield, you always think of quality health care. Two great symbols, two great institutions, one great state. The Tigers have been here since 1901, winning games, winning pennants, and winning our hearts. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan has been here since 1939, ensuring that every man, woman, and child in the state of Michigan has access to affordable, quality health care. And like the Tigers, they're here to stay. The Tigers have given the people of Michigan a lot of memorable moments. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan wishes the Tigers all the best in their drive to the championship, because they believe in the Tigers, because they believe in Michigan, because Michigan is their home. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan is a non-profit corporation and independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Postseason suite packages are on sale now. Multi-game and individual game packages are available for potential ALCS and World Series home games at Comerica Park. Call 313-471-2222 now.
Follow the Tigers playoff run with us middays from 10 to 2 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Festive atmosphere at Comerica Park. We're through 5 innings of Game 4, and the Tigers have a 7-0 lead over the Yankees. No runs, no hits, 1 error for New York. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Tigers. Jeremy Bonderman has faced 15 batters through the first 5 innings. He has retired 15 batters through the first 5 innings.
Dan, you know, we talked about what Kenny did last night with his style of pitching. We're seeing another style of pitching, and what he has followed up with is just, I'm not sure this has happened to this ball club in many a year, this type of pitching that they have seen in this series.
Kenny Rogers had a certain look on his face yesterday throughout the game, showed a lot of emotion. Jeremy Bonderman's had a very similar determined look on his face, and we even saw a little emotion from Jeremy Bonderman after the last out of the 4th inning. Now Cano at the plate, and he takes a strike right at the knees on the outside corner. He starts him off, it looked like, with a changeup. Jim Leland said that would be a big pitch for Jeremy Bonderman today, at least to be able to put the thought in the Yankees hitters' minds. Time called at the last minute, as late as you will see time called. Robinson Cano at the plate. It's the bottom third of the order. Cano, Rodriguez, and Cabrera. Jeremy Bonderman has needed just 40 pitches to get through the first 5 innings. There's a swing and a bouncer over the mound and into center field, a base hit. A seeing eye ground ball hit over Jeremy Bonderman for the first hit of the day for the Yankees, and listen to this crowd. They appreciate what Jeremy Bonderman did through the first 5. He had everybody thinking about a very special afternoon. And Cano just bounces one into center field.
First hit, first base runner. Boy.
Now Alex Rodriguez, hitting 8th in Joe Torre's lineup today, steps to the plate.
He makes how much a year?
I believe in the neighborhood of $25 million. He swings and bounces one deep third, and gloved by Brandon Inge, but foul. Incredible number of strike ones with that strike to Alex Rodriguez. Now 14 of 18 batters that Jeremy Bonderman has faced have been strike one.
Todd Jones kind of rubs off on some of these pitches. I think that's what's neat about what we've seen this year. The ability to learn from other people like Kenny Rogers and Todd Jones. First pitch strikes. Contagious. Good pitching is contagious. Good hitting is contagious. Good play is contagious.
Good play has been very contagious for the Tigers in this series. The strike one pitch to Alex Rodriguez is a little bit low with the breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez bounced out his first time up. First pitch swinging. and he is now 4 for his last 39, covering his last 11 playoff games. He was widely criticized for a 2 for 15 performance in the first round last year. 1-1 pitch is tapped foul, and the Yankees were knocked out in the first round in a 5-game series with the Angels, and in this series he is now 1 for 12. One ball, 2 strikes. No walk, 3 strikeouts, make it 4 strikeouts for Jeremy Bonderman. Middle of the infield looking for something on the ground. Pitching from the stretch for the first time today. Time called at home plate and granted to Alex Rodriguez. A little bit of a surprise because Jeremy Bonderman really hadn't taken much time. Sometimes you'll see the home plate umpire allow the pitch to go through. Right-handed batter against the righty Bonderman. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to third base. Brandon Ince plays a hop. Down to Polanco. 1. Relay to first. Not in time. They didn't have a chance to double him up. Ball not hit hard enough. They force Cano at second base. A man on, a man out. Tigers leading 7-0 here in the 6th.
Another easy ground ball. The easy out. The easy 1 ball. Still just hit hard. And that was by Cano in the 3rd inning. The fastball with late sink to it. The slider's been unreadable by the Yankees, and the occasional changeup.
We wondered about the left-handed batters in this lineup. Damon 0 for 2, Abreu 0 for 2, Matsui 0 for 2, Cano 1 for 2. Melky Cabrera hitless in his 1 at-bat. Cabrera steps to the plate, and the first pitch is in the dirt, scooped up by Pudge, quickly moving to his right. A rare ball 1 from Jeremy Bonderman. Hinges even with the base at third, middle of the infield back. Bonderman has gotten a mix of strikeouts, easy bounce outs, and very easy fly balls. Granderson will shade a little bit toward left center with the lefty Cabrera at the plate. He's off the plate from the left side. 1-0 pitch just off the plate, low and away. A rare 2-ball count on a Yankees batter. It's just the 3rd time today a Yankees batter has gotten to a 2-ball count. Tigers scored 3 in the 2nd inning, 1 in the 3rd. They just added 3 more in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3.
Well, those two are very close. Every fan in this ballpark is into every pitch.
Every single pitch right from the start of the game. Now the 3-0 to Cabrera right through the heart of the plate for a called strike. Cabrera showed unusual discipline at the plate for a young man in his first full year at the major league level. He walked almost as often as he struck out. You'll hardly ever see that from a rookie. And he put together the .280 batting average. Pudge setting up inside. The 3-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncer to second base. Polanco has a quick flip to Guillen. Relay to first. Not in time. Oh, they almost doubled him up. So close at first. They forced Rodriguez at second.
Jeremy Bonderman, how good is that sinker? How good is that sinker to see these hitters that basically most of them hit over 300 this year, hit on top of the ball with easy ground balls. Ground balls, easy ground balls, strikeouts. What a great combination.
It's the best possible combination there is. Averaged almost a strikeout an inning. He struck out 200 for the first time in his career. The first Tigers pitcher with 200 since Jack Morris in 1987. That goes back a ways.
Jack was a great pitcher, boy. He was a bulldog too.
He was a big game playoff pitcher, to say the least. There's a strike at the knees on the outside corners. We go back to the top of the order and Johnny Damon.
I mean, look what he did with Detroit and then Minnesota and Toronto. Wow. Jack Morris.
10 shutout innings in a game 7. May never see that again. Damon is 0 for 2. He slid out and bounced out. 7-0. Tigers with the lead. He hits a foul out of play, and he's down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Shadows have covered the entire field now here at Comerica Park. Still shining on the fans down the left field line and in the left field grandstand. Everybody back on their feet with 2 strikes, waving the orange rally towels here at Comerica Park. Damon waiting on the 0-2 pitch. on its way off the plate inside. He powered him inside with the fastball and just missed, according to Paul Emmel. In the shadows, it's a little cooler now. The temperature has dropped into the upper 50s, 64 at game time. Now Bonderman sets. Kicks and delivers a 1-2 pitch. Line drive on one hop to Polanco at second. Easy toss to Casey. And Bonderman is through 6. He's allowed 1 hit and no runs through 6 innings. Tigers bat in the bottom of the 6th. They've got a 7-0 lead in Game 4. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
Pop's here to give whatever advice you seek. All right, I got John from West Bloomfield. You're on the air.
I have a question about investments.
You do know my expertise is soda pop, but okay, what the heck?
What's the best way to maximize my dollar in today's market?
Fago.
Fago?
Yep, Fago is the best value in any market.
Any market?
Definitely. Your supermarket, your potty store, convenience store.
So what you're saying is it's a buyer's market.
And our little secret.
Fago, always a good buy.
Looking for a new truck? Here's the case for the 2007 Chevy Silverado Classic. Now it's backed by the GM 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain limited warranty. Whichever comes first. Better than Ford, better than Dodge. Case closed. See dealer for details. Eligible GM Employee Program participants get an 07 Silverado Classic half-ton crew cab LT 4x4, starting at $28,813. MSRP, tax title license dealer fees, and optional equipment extra. See dealer for details. Or visit us online at ChevyDriveTheMotorCity.com to view current offers, our lineup, or locate a dealer near you. Chevy Silverado, with the GM 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain limited warranty. That's an American revolution. Chevy drives the Motor City. See your Detroit area Chevy dealer today.
Hey everybody, this is Greeny, and we're talking about the Tigers playoff run weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Tigers bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. They've got a 7-0 lead over the New York Yankees in Game 4 of this division series. Tigers with a 2-1 series lead, trying to avoid a return trip to Yankee Stadium tomorrow night. They jumped on top early. Magglio Ordonez set the tone for the afternoon with a long home run into the Yankees bullpen, leading off the 2nd inning. And 3 batters later, Craig Monroe dropped one into the left field grandstand seat. And Jim, 3-0 lead with the way Jeremy Bonderman was going. And the Yankees, it just seemed like it took some of the life out of them.
Well, you know, again, I think we talked about it. What Kenny did last night, the frustration. He had a good first inning and 2nd inning, and you could see the frustration building again. You know, there's a lot of signs here today, but there's a group down below us. Blue Collar Nation. I think that says it all about Michigan.
Brandon Inge at the plate, and he fouls the first offering back. Been a blue-collar work ethic for this team all year long, Jim. So impressive, building that huge lead in the Central, and even as that lead started to shrink, the day-to-day effort, the day-to-day preparation, nothing changed, and the attitude didn't change. Through some very tough times for this team. The strike 1 to Brandon Inge. There's strike 2 right at the knees. Tigers last weekend, one of the most disappointing weekends you could ever sit through as a fan, as a broadcaster, as a player.
As a former player.
The 0-2 pitch hit high and foul out of play, first base side. But who knows, in the long run, it may turn out to have been a good thing for the Tigers.
Well, again, you rather face average pitching or not as good a pitching as the other team in any short series. And the Yankees, that if there is a problem, it has been with pitching.
Proctor's 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Brandon Inge lays off. He's 0 for 2 today. Ordonez has led the way with the home run, an RBI single. He has scored 3 runs. Ian with 2 hits. He's driven home a run. Rodriguez is 1 for 1 plus a walk. He's got 2 RBIs, and Craig Monroe with a 2-run home run. 1-2 to Brandon, high and outside with a fastball away, and the count evens up 2-2.
Come on, Brandon. Join in on the fun, buddy.
Proctor working over toward the first base side of the rubber. The infield back, the outfield straight up. Not especially deep on Brandon. The wind is blowing in from center field. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul over the screen just to our right. We're just to the third base side of home plate here at Comerica Park. You couldn't ask for a nicer vantage point. And to be able to soak in the atmosphere from where we are has been something all afternoon long. Electricity building downtown leading up to the first pitch, and this crowd has been into every single pitch this afternoon. The 2-2 to Brandon, swinging a high fly ball to left field, not deep. Drifting toward the line is Melky Cabrera. He'll make the catch for the first out of the sixth inning. Our sixth inning today is brought to you by Dunham Sports. Get in the game at Dunham. San Diego down 2-0 at St. Louis today. Came up with a 3-1 win to stay alive. They've got one more game in St. Louis, trying to force a Game 5 back home in San Diego. That San Diego team has never really played well in their new home ballpark. They've been better on the road the last 2 years. Now Curtis at the plate, and he takes a strike.
It's a really big expanses in that ballpark. We saw part of it a couple years ago when they were building it.
Granderson is 0 for 3 today. He swings and lines one off the glove of Proctor to short, right to Derek Jeter. Throws over to first, handcuffs Sheffield a little bit, but Granderson is out by a step.
But a good swing, good at bat, even though it would ricochet off the pitcher's glove to Jeter. That's what you want, a good swing.
3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 big runs in the fifth inning. The Yankees have had to use a host of pitchers today. Jared Wright started. Then they had to go to their bullpen. They brought on Corey Lytle, Brian Bruni, and now Scott Proctor. Polanco at the plate. He lines one into center field for a base hit. Second hit for Placido Polanco. It comes with 2 outs here in the sixth inning.
Well, the good swings continued, and it is so good to have Placido back with that short stroke.
Sure didn't take him long to get it going, did it, Jim?
That's because he has that short stroke and he doesn't have a big swing. It's a controlled swing. Just love to watch him hit the way he uses all fields.
Think of that at bat against Randy Johnson last night. Tigers are trying to add to a lead and capitalize on a mistake. When Randy Johnson picked off Curtis Granderson at first and he was safe at second, and Placido just drove the next ball right through the box.
He uses the whole field with line drive type power.
10th hit of the day for the Tigers. 7 runs, 10 hits. No runs, 1 hit for the New York Yankees, and they have made the only error of the day. It was a costly one back in the third. Sean Casey at the plate. He swings and misses at an off-speed pitch from Scott Proctor. Casey is 1 for 3 today. Tigers lost Game 1 in New York 8-4. It was Derek Jeter appreciation night at Yankee Stadium.
It did it all.
The big buildup going into the series. The Yankees' powerful lineup against the Tigers, who had struggled to the finish line. Everything went according to script in Game 1. Here's a ground ball. Fair down the right field line. Past the diving Sheffield. Polanco around second. Rounding third. Matsui up with the ball in the corner. Now the throw to the plate. Not in time. RBI double for Casey, and the Tigers now lead 8-0 here in the sixth.
The good swings have been in every inning. The power, and then the singles and the doubles just keep ringing. Sean Casey turned on that ball in on him, and Sheffield playing off on the bag. Came off the bag. The ball just inside as he tried to come back and make the play, but the good swings. A lot of fun.
Abreu went and got the ball in the corner, disappeared from our view, and it was easy for Polanco to come all the way around to score. Love the add-on runs that the Tigers have scored the last 2 days. Now Ordonez at the plate. The first pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike. A 2-out single from Polanco, and then a double from Sean Casey. Ordonez is 2 for 3 today. A home run got the scoring started, leading off in the second. RBI single in the fifth. He reached on an A-Rod error in his middle at-bat. He fouls this one over the screen. That error led to an unearned run. 8-0 Tigers in the bottom of the sixth. Proctor took a walk to the back of the mound. Now he's back up on the rubber. Right-handed batter against the righty, Scott Proctor. Joe Torre looking for someone out of that bullpen to give him some help, and he hasn't found a lot of help today. The strike 2 pitch, swinging a pop-up into shallow center field. That will hardly get to the outfield grass. Cano makes the catch behind second base, but the Tigers had a run on a 2-out double from Sean Casey. After 6 in Detroit, it's the Tigers 8 and the Yankees nothing. On the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
The Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights and union contractors build the landmarks where we work, learn, live, and play. The MRCC and the union contractors work across Michigan to refurbish schools, construct the business centers of tomorrow, and are important in the revitalization of Detroit's hospitality industry. Contractors depend on union carpenters and millwrights for their skill and dedication. In return, employers can count on a job completed on time and on budget. A shared commitment to quality and safety on every job site has resulted in better cities, better schools, and stronger neighborhoods. MRCC members and union contractors create landmarks of tomorrow, today.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League pennants, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness, the past, the present, and the future. Go get them, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
Size does matter. Red Wing Shoes has locations in Lansing, Holt, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and 9 Metro Detroit stores. Go to a Red Wing Shoe store near you. Red Wing Shoes. Built to fit, built to last.
Follow the Tigers playoff run every afternoon from 2 to 6 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Top of the 7th inning in downtown Detroit. Look at that scoreboard. Zeros across the board for the Yankees with 1 hit. 8 runs and 11 hits for the Tigers as we go to the top of the 7th.
Just hard to really talk about how good this pitching has been, and doing that to a great offensive lineup for the Yankees. It's just something very special.
The longest scoreless stretch for the Yankees during the regular season was 13 innings in 2 games against the New York Mets. The Tigers shut the Yankees out for 5 innings in Game 2 to end the game. 9 more yesterday, 6 more today. It has been an incredible 20-inning stretch of Tigers shutout pitching against the most powerful offense in all of baseball. The first pitch to Derek Jeter is low and inside, ball 1. Jeremy Bonderman has needed just 55 pitches to get through the first 6 innings of this game. The 1-0 to Jeter is off the plate inside. He jackknifes out of the way, and it's 2-0.
Well, we talked about Kenny Rogers last night having his A arsenal. Jeremy Bonderman has followed up with the same thing. We go back to the second game in New York with Verlander and Samaya and Jones and Walker. I mean, they're all bringing their A game.
Bonderman into his motion, the 2-0 pitch, lined in the left field for a base hit for Derek Jeter. Just the second hit of the day for the New York Yankees.
Hard to keep that man down. He's a future Hall of Famer and a really great ambassador of the game of baseball.
3 in the second, 1 in the third. 3 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth for the Tigers for their 8-0 lead. Now Bobby Abreu steps to the plate. He has popped out twice, once to shallow center field and once to short. Jeremy Bonderman started the game by retiring the first 15 batters in order. He gave up a single to Cano last inning. and then got the next 3 batters. Now he gives up a single to Jeter to lead off here in the 7th. The other striking thing is, Jim, in those 20 innings of shutout baseball by Tigers pitching, the Yankees have not had 2 base runners on in any inning. There's the strike to Bobby Abreu.
And you looked at the game last night, one time they had a runner at third, and that was in the 7th inning.
And of all those base runners, that's the only one who has advanced 1 base in his time on base. Now Abreu waiting on a strike 1 pitch on its way. Slider low and in. Couldn't get him to bite. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gary Sheffield is waiting on deck. Bonderman has not walked a batter, and he has struck out 4. Working with an 8-0 lead in the top of the 7th inning. Tigers trying to move on to round 2 against the Oakland A's. The 1-1 pitch to Abreu, ground ball, foul, fielded by Casey in foul territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's amazing, amazing. These terrific hitters, and they get on top of that sinker time and time again.
When they've been able to lift it, they've really just lifted it into shallow parts of left, center, and right. And again, this crowd anticipates with 2 strikes on a Yankees batter. Bonderman leans in on that left front leg, puts the ball behind his back as he gets the sign from Pudge. Now he sets. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball, base hit into right field. Over to field at Ordonez, Jeter around second, and he'll cruise into third. The throw to the middle of the infield. And for the first time in 21 innings, the New York Yankees have 2 men on base.
And our bullpen is going to get busy. Back-to-back good swings. Even though that was a ground ball, it was hit hard.
And the last ball of the 6th inning, also a hard ground ball. You could see where all the adrenaline and all the emotion that Jeremy Bonderman channeled into those first 6 innings it might now be starting to wear off just a little bit.
Well, it can take its toll. All of a sudden you say, wow, what happened? What happened to my energy? Walker and Rodney throwing in our pen.
Sheffield swings and misses. Starts him off with a slider down and away. Bonderman has struck out Sheffield twice, each time on 3 pitches. 3 at-bats now, 7 pitches, all strikes. He just missed hitting a home run his last time up, and on the next pitch, Bonderman got him on a strike.
Looked like last night, didn't it, with Bernie Williams?
First and third, the first scoring threat of the day for the Yankees. The strike 1 pitch, swing and a pop-up into shallow right center field. Ordonez coming in, Polanco going out. Polanco makes the catch, and everybody has to hold.
Big-time pitching, you get that type of pop-out, runners on the corners, and we have seen that so much in important games for this ball club this year. The ability to keep the other team off the home plate area with big pitches.
Jeremy Bonderman has never really been able to turn Comerica into home field advantage in his years in the Tigers uniform. This year he was better away from home, and ERA was a full run lower, but man, as he made this home field advantage today with this big crowd of more than 43,000.
The whole arsenal there today, baby.
He's at a good pace to his effort this afternoon. Not working too quickly, too slowly. Here's a ground ball to first base, backhanded by Casey. Down to second one. Relay to first. Not in time. Oh, they almost turned the inning-ending double play. Matsui just beat the relay. And the Yankees are on the board. A ground out scores their first run of the day.
You know, it's just amazing by these quality hitters. They're so anxious going for Bonderman's pitches early in the count. There's a perfect example. The tailing, sinking fastball away. He rolled the top hand over. Easy ground ball to Casey. Hit too slow to turn 2. But feeding into what Bonderman does, and Bonderman reading these great hitters.
Man, they almost got it at first base. So the Yankees break through their first run in 21 innings against Tigers pitching. And remember, in the first 8 innings of Game 1 plus the first 4 innings of Game 2, There's a swing and a miss by Posada. It was a steady stream of base runners, 27 base runners in those 12 innings. And the Tigers really were fortunate that more runs had not been scored. And then Justin Verlander started to slam the door. And, boy, Jim, I think back to that Zamaya first Walker getting the big inning-ending double play. And then the outing by Zamaya, you could look at that really as a turning point in this series. Now Posada waiting on the strike one pitch, just off the plate outside.
Well, I think kind of I agree with that, but I think Verlander kind of set the stage, even though he gave up one home run that drove in 3 runs. He was terrific, and again he used the fastball and the breaking ball. And then when you bring in Jamie with the all-speed pitches, and then a 102-mile-an-hour fastball with the shadows in Yankee Stadium, well, the rest is history in baseball right now.
1-1 to Posada is high and outside. 8-1, Tigers with the lead now in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1 on Jorge Posada. Jeremy Bonderman, 3 straight strong starts before he got roughed up in his season finale against Kansas City. Putting together his best start in a long, long time this afternoon. The 2-1 pitch, line drive past Polanco into right field. The base hit. Stopping at second is Matsui. And he may be nearing the end of the day. That's the 3rd hit of the inning.
I would think Jim Leyland might come out and get a fuel check, or maybe Chuck Fernandez, because it's obvious pitch up in the zone a little bit, even though he had a good tailing fastball against Matsui. I think Matsui played in to what Jeremy Bonderman wanted to do. The ball was up a little bit, but he rolled that top hand over, got the easy ground ball. But that pitch was up. It was very hittable.
Fernando Rodney still throwing in that Tigers bullpen. 2 out, 2 on for the Yankees. Down 8-1 here in the top of the 7th inning.
20 innings of scoreless baseball against the Yankees by our pitching staff.
When their longest scoreless drought had been 13 innings all season. Jeremy has not gone 7 innings since the game against Minnesota or the game against Boston in mid-August. That game he went 7 2/3. He's got 6 2/3 under his belt today. Here's a ground ball foul off the bat of Robinson Cano, who has moved up from 9th in the order, jumped over Alex Rodriguez to the 7th spot. 342 hitter, Jim, and the Tigers have limited him to a couple of hits in 13 at-bats.
Yeah, they've absolutely controlled him. It all started really in New York. Set him down after having that great year, coming in 3rd in the batting race in the American League.
The pitch here is hit in the air to shallow left center field. Coming in, Curtis Granderson makes the catch. Jeremy Bonderman gives up a run, but gets out of further trouble by getting Cano on a routine fly to center. 7th inning stretch. You're never going to hear "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" sung with more gusto than we're about to hear it. It's the Tigers 8 and the Yankees 1. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
It begins with a slow dance of turning leaves and crescendos in a trillion trees of flame. For the next several weeks, the curtain rises on the greatest show on earth as the 19 million acres of woods called Michigan slowly explode in a frenzy of color. The show plays along every stretch of highway and coastline in every city and town. Admission is free, and great seats are available everywhere. We can go to the movies this weekend. We can stay home and watch TV. Or we can get up, get out, and go see something we'll remember for the rest of our lives. An entire state in its annual blaze of glory. This show is appropriate for all ages. This show is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Maybe you've heard some talk about purpose-driven lives. But just what does that mean? Money? Property? Or something bigger? For a lot of men in your community, it means honor, integrity, and making the world a better place to live. So who are these guys? Well, you might be surprised to know that many of them are Masons. Share the secret. MichiganMasons.org. Masons. Live better.
I want to recommend a very good car dealer to you as I look down at these great Tiger fans down here, Dan. They're just fabulous. At Zuber Buick, they've been in business downriver for over 20 years, and what a good deal in a Buick or perhaps a GM-certified used vehicle. Go see our very good friends at Zuber Buick. Check them out on the web, ZuberBuick.com.
Bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a party breaking out in downtown Detroit.
Are these fans incredible? They're just the best. Just the best.
They've waited 19 years for the Tigers to return to the playoffs. In '87, it was a disappointing 5-game exit in the best-of-7 series against the heavy underdogs, Minnesota Twins. This time around, it was the Tigers who, in the eyes of many at least, were heavy underdogs. And the Tigers now have an 8-1 lead in a potential deciding Game 4.
You know what's great? I see so many Al Kaline shirts out here in this crowd. I mean, isn't that a great tribute? Really a great tribute.
Carlos Guillen will lead off with an 8-1 lead, and the first pitch is just off the plate outside. 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Yankees. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Tigers. Carlos Guillen, what a series he's had. 2 for 3 today, 7 for 13, plus a couple of walks in the series. Batting lefty against the righty Scott Proctor. He grounds this one through the box into center field, a base hit. 3rd hit of the night for Carlos Guillen.
Boy, the swings, Dan, and I'm going to tell you, they're very important as we finish this game, move up towards the end, that all of our players come out with a good feeling with their swing, again, to carry on over to, hopefully, where we go with the next ball game. And as we were very cautious during the season, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but again, to have good swings, the deeper you get hit into the ball game.
We have seen quality at-bats and consistent quality at-bats throughout this series, including Game 1 against the New York Yankees. The Tigers faced 4 pitchers in the first 4 games, all of whom had had good starts against the Tigers in their 7 regular season meetings. And in each case, the Tigers had great approaches and great at-bats. There's a ground ball back to Proctor. They'll throw down to second to Jeter for the force on Guillen. That's all they'll get. A little tapper off the bat of Pudge Rodriguez. He's safe after forcing Guillen at second. Put-out goes 1-6. Man at first, 1 out, and the Tigers leading by 7 here in the 7th. We started in sunshine with long shadows here at Comerica Park. 64 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. Skies are still clear. Just a little bit of sun shining on the big scoreboard in left and on the stands down the line in the upper deck on the third base line. It's cooled off a little, but it's warm inside this ballpark. Craig Monroe at the plate takes a pitch in the dirt. 1 for 3 in this game. His 2-run home run, part of a big 3-run second inning. That was the beginning of the end for Jared Wright, who ended up getting knocked out in the 3rd. Second home run of the playoffs for Craig Monroe. The 1-0 pitch here is off the plate, low and outside, and he's got a good hitter's count, 2-0.
You know, this has been so exciting, Dan. It's cooled off. I didn't even realize it.
About 8 degrees.
I didn't even realize it. Hey, it's getting chilly.
Proctor, the 4th pitcher of the day, used by manager Joe Torre, came in to get the final 2 outs of the 5th inning, gave up the run last inning. Now the 2-0 pitch here. Craig swings and pops it up high and foul, out of play just to our right. It's now 2-1 on Craig Monroe. 8-1, Tigers with the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Our 7th inning today is brought to you by Bud Light. A win today, and the Tigers head to Oakland to take on the Oakland A's in the American League Championship Series on Tuesday. 8-1 the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 2-1 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike.
You know, you think about that Oakland ball club, they breezed right through Minnesota. You know, and sometimes when you have, I shouldn't say an easy series, but to sweep them like that, you get some extra days off. Sometimes it works in reverse for you.
He's got deep pitching, that's for sure. Now Proctor's 2-2 pitch. Low and outside. And, Jim, that's a great example right there of the kinds of at-bats we've seen, laying off a tough breaking ball just off the plate.
You know, especially when you talk about Craig Monroe. The last couple of years, he would have swung at that pitch on a consistent basis, but he has shored things up, and he has turned it completely around.
Man on, a man out. Tigers lead by 7 in the 7th. Now Monroe waiting on the payoff pitch. There goes Pudge. He swings and hits a high, shallow fly ball to right field. Coming over is Abreu toward the line. The wind pushing it away. He'll finally make the catch about 5 feet from the line in fair territory. They're now 2 down in the 7th inning for Marcus Thames. Jeremy Bonderman has not needed many pitches to get through 7. There's nobody throwing in that Tigers bullpen. You would assume he comes back out for the top of the 8th inning. Even with the improved swings from the Yankees, he's still working with a 7-run lead.
Yeah, you would think so.
Now Marcus swings and bounces one to third. Backhanded by A-Rod on a big hop. Easy throw to first, and Marcus Thames is out by a step and a half. The Tigers get a base runner, but do not score. We're through 7 at Comerica Park. It's the Tigers 8 and the Yankees 1 on the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League titles, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness in the past, the present, and the future. Go get them, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
If you drive a Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury and need service, there's never been a better time for great deals than right now. It's the Right Now factory authorized service event at your participating Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealership. You'll find special offers by the truckload on tires, brakes, batteries, and more, all installed by Ford factory trained experts. Genuine parts and service at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealerships. Hurry, the Right Now factory authorized service event ends soon.
Domus Bell Tire's inventory reduction sales. Celebrate at all Detroit area locations. For the location nearest you, call 1-888-GO-BELL or check the new AT&T Yellow Pages. Hurry, sale ends soon. Bell Tire.
We have the hometown call of every inning of Tiger playoff baseball only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Jeremy Bonderman taking his final warm-up tosses at the top of the 8th inning, and he's working with an 8-1 lead in Game 4 of the division series with the New York Yankees. Perfect through 5. He gave up a hit. A seeing-eye ground ball base hit off the bat of Robinson Cano to start the 6th inning. Then the swings got a little better from there in the 7th inning, and the Yankees pushed across a run when he gave up 3 hits. But now Jeremy Bonderman will take the mound here in the 8th inning. His pitch count is still, well, ridiculously low against this Yankee patient hitting lineup. 71 pitches through 7 innings. There aren't many pitchers who have done that to the New York Yankees this year.
No, I tell you, it kind of mystifies everybody how early they have swung in the count and gone after Bonderman's pitches instead of waiting perhaps for a better chance to get a good swing. Very surprising, but maybe you say, hey, Bonderman's stuff is so electric, they don't want to go deep in the count.
He faced the Yankees 2 starts this year. He'd given up 20 hits in 12 innings. The thing you did notice, 18 of those hits were singles. There's a strike right at the knees. Alex Rodriguez leads off here in the 8th inning.
The Walker and Rodney are still throwing out in our pen, so we'll see.
Jim, all the attention paid to Alex Rodriguez down the stretch. A big, lengthy article in Sports Illustrated. Clearly seems estranged almost from the rest of his teammates. There's a strike on the outside corner. Came under incredible, heavy pressure and criticism this year in New York. Do you see his future in New York, or do you see them trying to move him in the offseason?
Well, I think it would be interesting. I think, there's word that Joe Torre might be in trouble if they lose this game, and who knows after that if that's the case.
Now the windup in the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, he tried to get him to chase the slider, and wouldn't that be something? Joe Torre, all he's done has become the first manager ever to take his team to the postseason 11 straight times.
It's tough to do it with this type of pitching. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. If you don't have pitching and you have the offense, if the offense can't do it, good pitching normally sets down good offenses.
1-2 pitch, swinging a fly ball to center field, fairly deep. Granderson racing back, still going, tracking it, makes the catch. Racing onto the warning track and straightaway center field.
Well, he hit it about 410 feet. That's a hard call. I mean, to move somebody with that type of contract.
They've already got the Rangers taking part of that contract, so maybe they can help somebody else move that contract along. But you just don't get the feel, Jim, that it's a good fit anymore for Alex Rodriguez in New York.
It's too bad because it started out really super.
Melky Cabrera at the plate. 8-1, Tigers in the lead in the top of the 8th inning. Jeremy Bonderman has been brilliant. And, Jim, you talked about Kenny Rogers last night and the job he did, and you thought there could be a residual kind of hangover effect for this Yankees offense.
Absolutely. And the key was to have a good first inning and second inning, and that just more. Go ahead, Dan.
Ground ball to first, fielded easily by Casey. 2 down in the 8th.
And you can see the frustrations growing. I have never seen a hitting team like this be so frustrated, knowing how good Rogers was last night, knowing they just couldn't catch up with any of his pitches, and for Bonderman to get through the first 2 as easy as he did, the frustration came out once again, and swinging early in the count.
77 pitches, and he's 1 out away from getting through the 8th inning. Johnny Damon at the plate, and he takes strike 1.
I mean, to have these type of hitters play into what Jeremy Bonderman's trying to do is something special for Bonderman.
Damon, since his 3-run home run, is hitless. He takes it pitched low. He's 0 for 3 today. He's 0 for his last 9 since hitting a 3-run home run off Justin Verlander back in inning number 4 of Game 2, and that's when the Yankees had a 3-1 lead and were threatening to take a 2-0 series lead. The 1-1 to Damon. It's outside, down and away, 2-1.
But you know what happened in that sequence against Messina? Threw a wild pitch, which he never does, and then there was a pass ball, and we took advantage of both of those things that happened.
The 2-1 to Damon, low and outside. The wild pitch led to the second run to make it 3-2, and then 2 innings later, the pass ball, both times with Marcus Thames on the bases, led to the go-ahead run.
Little things like that the Yankees don't normally do, especially Messina throwing that wild pitch. If I remember right, it was ahead in the count.
3-1, the count on Johnny Damon. The pitch right through the heart of the plate for a called strike.
Here they are again.
Everybody on their feet waving their orange rally towels at Comerica Park. 8-1, the Tigers in the lead in the 8th inning. Bases empty and 2 outs for the Yankees. 3-2 pitch, high and outside. The first walk of the day issued by Jeremy Bonderman, and it comes with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Jim Leland would like Jeremy to finish out this inning, at least you would think. You kind of watch his body language there in the dugout. He took a step, then he went back. The Dean himself, not sure. Oh, boy.
Well, when you've got a 7-run lead, you can certainly kind of hold yourself back and let your pitcher try to get 1 more out.
Maybe that was Chuck Hernandez that pulled him back, our pitching coach.
Now Derek Jeter steps to the plate, 1 for 3. Tigers lead 8-1 in the 8th. The first pitch, a fastball strike on the outside corner. Jeremy Bonderman has gone to a 3-ball count 2 times this afternoon. He's faced 28 batters. It's been an incredible performance and an efficient performance from Jeremy Bonderman throughout the day against this potent Yankee lineup. The next pitch is low and outside, 1-1 on Derek Jeter. The only Yankees run came last inning, a couple of singles, a pop out, and then a bounce out with Matsui just beating the relay to first when it looked like the Tigers perhaps had turned an inning-ending double play. The bounce-out scored the run. Casey playing off first base behind Damon with a big lead. 1-1 to Jeter. Swing and a foul past the screen. First base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bonderman struck out Jeter back in the 4th inning. And again, we'll see these fans get on their feet here at Comerica.
So as a velocity, that was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands of Jeter.
It's cooled off. Bonderman blows on his hand before he gets back up on the rubber. Infield back. The outfield straight up. Granderson a few steps toward right center on Derek Jeter. Bonderman leans way in on that left leg to get the sign from Pudge, who's setting up outside. The kick and the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul past the screen again right in on the hands. And Jeter just fought it off to stay alive.
You know, power pitcher, power arm, that's what you want to do. You want to pound them inside. You open up the outer part of the plate, and that's what Bonderman's all about. Right-hander hitters have to protect the inside. Then with that slider that has been tremendous here this afternoon and into the early evening, hard for him to read.
Jeter 5 for 5 in game 1. He's been kept in check the last 2 days. Waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul a little further down the right field line, well back. Just protecting the plate, and that's actually a pretty darn good swing to stay alive.
Well, this fella is something special, Derek Jeter, boy.
Damon with a 2-out walk is at first. Jeter battling Bonderman here with 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Bonderman set. The 1-2 pitch again. Just off the plate, down and away. Tried to paint the outside corner with a fastball at the knees.
By the way, he has a good eye, too.
Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire, says it's off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers trying to avoid a return trip to New York. Have a 7-run lead in the 8th. Now the 2-2 pitch to Jeter. Low and outside again. Couldn't get him to chase the breaking ball this time. The longest at bat of the day for a Yankees batter, and who else? Derek Jeter to do it. This has been a 7-pitch at bat, and pitch number 7 was ball 3. Bonderman to the side of the mound. Now he gets back up on the rubber, working from the third base side. Casey is behind the runner, Damon, who will be off for the pitch. Bonderman trying to get the final out here in the 8th inning with the Tigers on top 8-1. He sets. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncer foul down the third base line behind third base coach Larry Boa.
Well, he does what really good hitters do, and that's waste some good pitches. And these Tiger fans, they want another strikeout. What a way it would be to end this inning, perhaps his 8 innings of work.
How Kenny Rogers ended his night last night with a strikeout of Bobby Abreu. Oh, these fans would love to see it again right here. Everybody on their feet here at Comerica Park. Jeter waiting patiently on Bonderman as he takes a long look in at Pudge Rodriguez. Now he's set. 3-2 pitch again. Swinging a fly ball into right field, not deep. Ordonez in 1 step, pounds the glove, makes the catch. Tigers bat in the bottom of the 8th with an 8-1 lead over the Yankees in Game 4. This is the home of Detroit Tigers baseball.
America's #1 sports morning show joins Detroit's #1 sports station. Mike and Mike in the morning comes to 1270 XYT, the sports station. Morning 6 to 10.
Somebody's going to have to come to the table awfully hard to jump into this crew.
Followed by the Sports Inferno with Mike Valenti and Terry Foster. Middays 10 to 2. The Big Show with Doug Karsh and Art Regner. Afternoons 2 to 6. The Tigers Spotlight with Scott the Gator Anderson. Evenings at 6. Only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
This is the sound of a Cadillac DTS being scanned at over 100 points by a state-of-the-art laser system. The result? Every DTS must pass this final stringent test to ensure its fit and finish measures up to the best in the world. Drive DTS and discover other examples of this relentless search for excellence, like a powerful Northstar V8 engine, or class-exclusive adaptive remote start, which starts the engine and engages personal driver preferences from nearly 200 feet away. Cadillac DTS. Life, liberty, and the pursuit. Class claim based on Auto Pacific 2006 large luxury car class.
Test drive a new Cadillac and find out more about our attractive lease or purchase offers. Visit your local Cadillac dealer.
Terry Foster here. The Tigers are in the playoffs, and we got them covered on the Sports Inferno middays from 10 to 2 on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
In the bottom of the 8th inning. They've got an 8-1 lead over the Yankees. 3 outs away from moving on to the American League Championship Series against the Oakland A's. Before the Tigers bat, let's pause first for station identification on the Detroit Tigers radio network.
The Sports Inferno, middays 10 to 2, only on 1270 XYT, the sports station, WXYT Detroit, a CBS radio station.
Brandon Inge will lead off, and the Yankees turn to another pitcher, their 5th of the day. Kyle Farnsworth, the one-time Tiger, takes over on the mound.
Only 1 inning in this series, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. You know he's got a good fastball and a slider, and was offered a contract to stay here as our closer. And you know, sometimes as we talk, maybe the deals that aren't made are interesting, aren't they?
He turned down an offer to be the Tigers' closer, and yes, I would say it worked out pretty well. Mr. Jones coming over. Brandon Inge will lead off, and he takes a pitch low and outside.
Very deliberate.
An enigma at times. Kyle Farnsworth.
A great arm.
Electric arm. He'll touch 100 on the gun from time to time. He delivers low and outside, and Brandon has a 2-0, but you're just surprised by the fact that he gave up really almost a hit an inning during the regular season, Jim, with this arm.
Yeah, they were counting on him to be a super setup man for Rivera.
Now the 2-0 to Inge. Line drive, base hit in the left. Brandon Inge gets to join in on the fun this afternoon.
That's what we've been looking for. Brandon, way to go, buddy. Brandon Inge with a solid line drive.
8th inning today brought to you by your Detroit area Chevy dealers. Chevy drives the Motor City. 13-hit attack for the Tigers against the Yankees this afternoon. Wright started, Lido followed. They each gave up 3 earned runs. Wright actually gave up 4, but 1 was unearned. Then Bruni, then Proctor, and now Kyle Farnsworth here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Curtis Granderson at the plate, 0 for 4 today. But a big part of this series against the Yankees. He takes the pitch way off the plate inside, ball 1. That comeback win in Game 2. Really the turning point in this series after the Tigers were down 3-1. They chipped away with single runs in the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th innings. There's a swing and a foul in and out of the glove of Posada to serve notice to the Yankees that this was not going to be a free pass to the second round as so many had predicted.
Well, I thought that triple with 2 strikes on him off of Messina
after fouling off 2 pitches
to Messina, who is a crafty pitcher, a heck of a pitcher, and Curtis led the American League in strikeouts to hit that triple up the gap in left center field. That was very special.
Now the 1-1 pitch here, low and inside, and Farnsworth has fallen behind his second batter after falling behind Inge 2-0. It's 2-1 on Curtis Granderson. And Messina still gets plenty of swings and misses, Jim. And that's exactly what you were thinking in that situation. He fouled off 2 and then 0-2, drilled it up the gap.
You know, kind of a hanging, breaking ball away from him.
Now the 2-1 pitch here, high and outside, and this is what the Yankees have seen from Kyle Farnsworth. 3-1, the count on Curtis Granderson.
I thought the other key at bat was against Messina, too. It was ball 2 and no strikes to Guillen, and he got a fastball in there half of the plate. And as good as Messina is, when you look at those two pitches could have turned this whole series around.
Now the 3-1 to Granderson. Ooh, a strike. Posada was coming up out of his crouch when he caught that ball.
And I can't explain why, because you're taught really to use your glove hand and your arm, not to block the eyesight of the umpire behind you.
Fastball above the belt makes it a full count. Brandon Inge with the leadoff single is at first. Sheffield holding with him. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a line shot on one hop to short. Jeter field steps on second, throws to first, and Sheffield dropped the ball. Should have been a double play. Instead, Granderson is safe at first. And, Jim, we've seen that several times today where Sheffield had an awkward angle with the glove. He's tried to catch it like a basket catch instead of outstretching the glove and catching it as a normal first baseman would.
I don't know if because maybe his wrist is ailing. I mean, I don't know that. We can't say that. But when you see plays like that by this Yankee team,
three times today we've seen him catch it like that.
I mean, it's not a complete breakdown, but it's bad play.
And they will give him an error there. It's rare you'll see that.
It is rare, yes.
On a double play not completed. But he certainly earned that one. Now Polanco at the plate, and he takes the pitch high and outside. That was another good swing, though, from Granderson. He had a couple today, Jim, that went unrewarded.
Yes, sir. You just like everybody. Now that Brandon had a good sharp base hit, there isn't anybody in our lineup that hasn't had some good swings one time or another in the last 3 ball games.
Granderson will draw a throw from Kyle Farnsworth. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. 8 runs, 13 hits. And that is really reflective of how this game has gone today. Domination by the Tigers and Jeremy Bonderman. The 1-0 to Polanco's swing and a miss. Placido is 2 for 4 today, 7 for 16 in this 4-game series. Well, you look out toward that Yankee or the Tigers bullpen, Jim. Nobody throwing at the moment.
Unless they've already thrown enough, it'll be interesting.
1-1 pitch is fouled out of play. Bonderman's pitch count at 92.
I would be surprised if he came out. I'm not saying he won't come out, but I'm just thinking ahead a little bit and thinking about the adrenaline that, certainly at one time or another had to catch up with Jeremy Bonderman, and he's still in the dugout, so it'll be
and
quite
interesting. And the jacket's not on, which it might be if his day was done. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Placido Polanco. 8-1. Tigers with the lead in the 8th inning. Fly ball center field. It's deep. Johnny Damon tracking it, though. He'll make the catch on the run. Into the deepest part of right center field, racing towards the scoreboard. Placido stung the ball. Johnny Damon makes the running catch. Granderson's at first with 2 outs now for Sean Casey.
You get the feeling the times we've seen Farnsworth that he's just trying to throw a strike with the fastball, and that's when hitters will have good swings against you. There doesn't seem to be any other deception that he's offered our hitters anyway.
That brings up Sean Casey. Big hits in the game yesterday. 2 more hits today. 2 for 4 for Sean Casey. 6 for 16 for him in the series. Left-handed batter against the righty Farnsworth. The Tigers have a 7-run lead in the 8th inning. A fastball strike at the knees. And if Bonderman does come back out for the 9th inning, he'll be facing the heart of the order of Abreu, Sheffield, and Matsui.
Well, there's nobody throwing. You get the feeling that
he gets to start it at a minimum. Now Farnsworth, working from the third base side of the rubber, delivers a strike 1 pitch, ground ball to short. Jeter has it. He'll win the race to the bag at second for the force on Curtis Granderson. We're headed to the 9th at Comerica Park. Tigers 3 outs away from eliminating the Yankees. It's an 8-1 lead on the 1270 XYT Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
What size work boots do you wear? Do a number and a letter come to mind, like 10D, for instance, or just a number? Red Wing shoes come in hundreds of different sizes and widths because that's where feet come in. And for our customers, that means more comfortable feet and a more comfortable shift. Hey, size and width do matter. Red Wing shoes, built to fit, built to last since 1905.
Size does matter. Red Wing shoes with locations in Lansing, Holtz, Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and 9 Metro Detroit stores.
The Detroit Tigers have a long tradition of greatness. 9 American League pennants, 4 World Series championships, and 14 Hall of Famers. Great players, great teams, great moments. Comerica Bank is proud to have its name on the ballpark of another truly great team, the 2006 Detroit Tigers. Like this year's Tigers, we understand the importance of teamwork, of coming together, combining our skills, and working towards a goal to achieve success, your success. For over 150 years, we've been helping people reach their goals. You can count on Comerica to provide the expertise, guidance, and financial resources you need. And like the Tigers, we work hard to be the best. Comerica Bank is proud to support the Detroit Tigers as they make their playoff run. Here's to greatness in the past, the present, and the future. Go get them, Tigers. Comerica Bank. We listen, we understand, we make it work. Member FDIC.
Hey, Tigers fans, this is Iron Mike. Remember to listen for Iron Mike's Iron Man of the Game Award at the end of the game. Call me at 877-IRON-MIKE or log on to 877ironmike.com.
Catch Joel Zamaya Friday at 3 during the playoffs, only on 1270 XYT, the sports station.
Celebration time in downtown Detroit. It's the top of the 9th inning, and the Tigers have an 8-1 lead over the Yankees, 3 outs away from knocking off the prohibitive favorite in the American League, and I think you could argue in all of the major leagues in the postseason.
I think everybody, especially in the East Coast, was saying it's New York all the way, and these Tiger fans are waiting because, again, Dan, our players felt bad about that series in Kansas City. Did not have a chance to celebrate here. You get the feeling, and I'm going to go out on the limb, they're going to have a chance to celebrate it with 3 outs to go.
I like it, you risk taker.
I'm going to take that risk.
Bonderman will start the top of the 9th inning. He'll get a chance to complete this game. It would be his first complete game of the year, and the first pitch of the top of the 9th is strike 1. It's the heart of the order for the Yankees. The greatest lineup ever assembled, we heard over and over in New York. They've scored 1 run the last 2 games. The next pitch is low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sheffield and Matsui to follow here in the 9th inning. Bonderman's pitch count at a very reasonable 92 coming into the inning. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a line drive, base hit into left field. Abreu just reached out and punched it over the head of Brandon Ince for a leadoff single here in the 9th.
Well, there is action out in our pen once again, so it'll be interesting here as you watch Jim Leland by those steps, leading out of our dugout, pacing around.
3rd time in the last 4 innings, the Yankees have had their leadoff man on. In each of those 2 previous innings, Jeremy Bonderman did get a ground ball. The double play wasn't turned, but he's been very effective at getting those ground balls with men on base. See if he can get a double play right here. Sheffield at the plate. 0 for 3 today. The cleanup hitter for the Yankees has struck out twice and popped out. First pitch here, Jeremy Bonderman backs him away with the fastball inside. $43,126. Everybody still here. Everybody on their feet. The 1-0 to Sheffield. Hot shot foul pulled past the Tigers dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bonderman just battling right now. He might have started to run out of gas just a little bit, but oh, does he want to finish this game?
Yeah, and he's going to dig deep. He knows what he can do to get through this game. These fans standing just about the whole ball game.
The 1-1 to Sheffield. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and away. 1-2 on Sheffield. Bonderman has walked 1. 4 strikeouts. None since Posada in the 5th.
That slider still electric. I'm not sure he's thrown it for a strike yet, and they keep swinging at it.
started the day by retiring 15 Yankees in a row, and he only needed 40 pitches to do it. Bonderman's 1-2 pitch to Sheffield. Line drive to left field. Monroe coming in. He dives, and he made the catch. He did! Flat out dive, and Craig Monroe robs Sheffield of extra bases for out number 1.
A sinking line drive and another great defensive play. Craig Monroe, just terrific. The Dean has come out, and he's made the call to the pen.
The entire infield comes in to gather around Jeremy Bonderman, give him a pat on the back. Listen to this crowd. Tip of the cap from Jeremy Bonderman. As much emotion as you'll ever see him show in this ballpark. Not as just a tip of the cap, but a double, triple tip, and this crowd went crazy.
He needs a curtain call. We think we can get him out? Boy, I tell you, this is something special. This is something I will not forget.
8 1/3 innings against the most powerful offense in the American League. Jeremy Bonderman, who had some rough starts down the stretch, a forgettable last day start against Kansas City, was absolutely brilliant this afternoon against New York in a potential clinching game. Jamie Walker comes out of the bullpen. Hideki Matsui is the batter. Jamie Walker has gotten some big outs in this series. None bigger than the double play ground out of Robinson Cano in the 6th inning of Game 2 in a 3-3 tie.
Well, Jamie stepped up just like our whole pitching staff, our whole ball club, and actually he got the win in that ball game too because he got 2 key outs and they got the leadoff batter Johnny Damon in the next inning, and he got the victory, and he comes on board here. Mr. Dependable, Jamie Walker. When you look, at the regular season, he's done it year in and year out. He made 56 appearances during the regular season, and he was just tremendous. A batting average against during the regular season of .251. So Jamie Walker, the bullpen, the whole staff just had a terrific season.
Jeremy Bonderman has said for a long time that he wanted to be the number 1 pitcher on this staff. The Tigers wanted to see him step up on a big stage today, Jim, and you could not have asked for anything more from a potential number 1 future starter.
He was electric right out on the first pitch of the ball game, and he was just, you talk about his stuff, his pitching ability in on the hands of the hitters, the sliders away, and as good as this lineup is, how many of these hitters did we see swing and miss a slider off the plate away? That's how good his slider was, and the follow-up behind Kenny Rogers last night, that's as good as it gets.
8 1/3 innings, 1 run on 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Walker to face Hideki Matsui. A man on, a man out in the 9th. The Tigers 2 outs away from eliminating the heavily favored New York Yankees. First pitch, swing and a high foul out of play. Strike 1 on Matsui. 0 for 3 in this game. Dangerous hitter, finished hot for the Yankees, and he has not been a real force in this series. Inge is off the line, a couple of steps behind the bag at third, in middle of the infield, looking for something on the ground, but right now they're back because they're playing behind the runner, Abreu at first base.
Boy, a double play to finish this game would be special, wouldn't it?
Sure would. Everybody standing here at Comerica Park. Pudge setting up outside. The 0-1 pitch off the plate, and they'll just let Abreu at first take second. It won't be a steal. The old defensive indifference gets him to second base with 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hideki Matsui. He's got the only RBI of the day. And that was on a force out in the 7th inning, scoring Derek Jeter. The 1-1 pitch, strike on the outside corner, snapped off the breaking ball right at the knees.
Jamie Walker got better, I think, Dan, in this series with his breaking stuff. I think towards the end of the year he might have been a little bit tired, but the breaking ball all of a sudden has got better bite at the plate.
Now Walker's got the sign from Pudge. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul out of play. Matsui just reached out, flicked his bat at a breaking ball off the plate. 3 runs in the second inning, 1 in the third, and the Tigers jumped out to a 4-0 lead and knocked Jared Wright, the starter for the Yankees, out of this game in the third inning. 3 more runs in the fifth, and for good measure, 1 in the sixth. The Yankees' only run came in the seventh when they broke a string of 20 straight innings without a run. Finally scoring in the seventh today off of Jeremy Bonderman. Here's a pitch in the dirt. 2-2 on Hideki Matsui, the DH for Joe Torre today. Twilight right now in downtown Detroit. A clear, cool fall evening right now. And 43,126 just waiting to break out in celebration. Now Walker is set from the first base side of the rubber. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul straight back.
You know, and Jamie has that sharp breaking ball, that fastball that can get in the high 80s, looks so much quicker to the hitters. You see so many times good hitters, left-handed hitters particularly, will foul that ball off even when it's in on the inner half of the plate because they have to protect away with the breaking ball.
Now Matsui taking his time as he digs back in. Left-handed batter against the lefty Walker. 2-2 pitch again. Swing and a fly ball into shallow center field. Granderson will drift back a couple of steps. He makes the catch for out number 2. Tigers are 1 out away from closing out the Yankees. Switch hitting Jorge Posada will step to the plate. Tigers 8 and the Yankees 1 with 2 outs in the ninth. The Tigers dropped game 1 8-4. They're 1 out away from sweeping the Yankees in 3 straight. Jamie Walker trying to get the final out. The first pitch to Posada, a swing and a fly ball deep to left center field. It's way back, it's trouble, and it's gone. A home run for Jorge Posada. Oh, man. A 2-run home run to delay the celebration for just a moment.
It looked like that fastball that Derek Jeter hit off of Walker in New York, the straightaway center field, up out over the plate, and Posada didn't miss it.
Two-run home run. The first time the Yankees have scored more than 1 run in an inning since Game 2 when they scored 3 on the Damon home run. Now Cano at the plate, and the first pitch is a strike right at the knees on the outside corner. Another left-handed batter against the lefty, Jamie Walker. Cano, a .342 hitter in the regular season, just 2 for 14 in this series. Walker from the stretch delivers a strike 1 pitch. Ground ball to second base. This will do it. Polanco to Casey. Tigers have eliminated the Yankees. The Tigers a weekend ago needing 1 win against the worst team in the American League couldn't get 1. After dropping Game 1 in a best of 5, they sweep the best team in the American League 3 straight. And a 95-win team that in the eyes of many was a complete underdog to a 97-win team. In the words of Jim Leland, some thought it was the freshman playing the varsity. The Tigers stunned the Yankees by taking the series with 2 wins here at home.
Absolutely fabulous. Listen to this crowd. Everybody's standing. Dan, I think they've been standing even before the game and cheering.
Tigers mobbing, celebration out on the field, and now, Jim, they get to do what they couldn't do last Saturday or last Sunday, and that's celebrate on the field and acknowledge these great Tiger fans.
They had to wait, but it was worth it. This is something that you will remember for a long, long time. A very special thing with this ball club this year after so many difficult seasons. To do this But to do this in the style they did it, winning 3 straight and shutting down this offense in 20 innings without scoring a run against one of the most potent offenses you've seen in many a year.
3 runs, 1 run, and 3 runs for the Yankees over the last 3 games.
Something special. Mr. Illich dreamed of this day. There's much more to go, but this is something special. And the Illich family, boy, I'll tell you, I know how proud they are right now.
Hugs all around for these Tigers, pointing to the crowd now. Listen to this crowd as they move toward their dugout on the third base side here at Comerica Park. Let the celebration begin in that Tigers clubhouse. The Tigers have knocked off the New York Yankees, dropping Game 1, winning Games 2, 3, and 4, and completely smothering the Yankees' potent offense. An offense called the greatest ever assembled. Johnny Damon says he'd never seen a deeper lineup going into a postseason than the one the Yankees had put together for this one. And the Tigers pitching so good all season long, right up until the final few games. Absolutely shut down this Yankees offense, starting with some terrific bullpen work in Game 2, carrying over to Kenny Rogers yesterday and Jeremy Bonderman here this afternoon. Jim Leyland now walking behind home plate, pointing to the crowd. Listen to the reaction all up and down. He's applauding the crowd, and they're going crazy for him. Jim, all season long, he didn't want to take credit for what's going on this year, but there's been no bigger part of what's happened in this 2006 season than Jim Leyland.
Well, we knew from day one in spring training that he was on a mission. He was on a mission. He was so happy to be back in uniform, and you could tell with the giddy up he had in his step. And he is an old war horse, has been through the mills. He knows what it's all about. He knows how important the fans are. And these fans this year, something special. And he knows it, and our players know it. There's his son who came out of the stands to hug him. Boy, oh boy.
Patrick, 14 years old. He wasn't old enough probably to remember a whole lot about that World Championship in '97 when he was just 5 years old. That's one gigantic bear hug.
He's a big kid. He's 14, but he's a big, big young man. Bigger than his father.
That's a special moment. Big bear hug. He lifted Patrick off the ground. They head down hand in hand, arm in arm, down the steps into the Tigers dugout.
Something special. Something special.
What an afternoon. An incredible night last night, and the Tigers just carried it right in today. Jim, they didn't want to leave any doubt about what was going to happen here today. They came right out and scored 3, and the Yankees appeared to be done.
They played 3 special ball games as good as it gets. Hitting, led by pitching. Defense, which we've seen all year, it's just been absolutely incredible. Brandon is down there hollering at us, yelling at us. Danny's got the microphone. Come on, Brandon. Hey, big man. Well, we're doing pretty good. How are you, man? Tell everybody your feelings, Brandon. This is fantastic.
I can't wait to get in that clubhouse and get some champagne. That's what I can't wait.
We're not going to keep you long.
No. Will you save us some champagne?
I'll send you a couple bottles over. I'll buy it myself.
All right, big man. Brandon.
All right, boys. Take care.
Hey, Brandon, come on, one more thing.
You got it.
Are these the greatest fans in the world?
Absolutely. You should hear this place. It's still going crazy.
Hey, get in there. Save me a bottle.
I sure will.
All right. Brandon Inns with a quick hit down in the field. We can't keep him from that celebration down in that Tigers.
Is that how they wanted him?
Tigers with a win here today. The final 8-1 over the New York Yankees. We'll be back. We're going to have more interviews from the field. We'll have complete coverage from the Tigers clubhouse as they celebrate this division series win over the heavily favored in the eyes of many New York Yankees. They've been knocked out in the first round, and the Tigers are headed to the American League Championship Series against the Oakland A's starting on Tuesday in Oakland. Our final score at Comerica Park, the Tigers 8, the Yankees 1. The Tigers win the best-of-5 series 3-1. More post-game coverage coming up in a moment. You know what? We're going to keep it right here because the Tigers have just poured back out of the clubhouse with champagne bottles in hand. They're spraying the crowd here in America.
This is something, folks. This is very special. A tribute to our fans, baby. This is great. They're going all over the place, down the left field line, over toward the visiting dugout, down the right field line. Oh, man.
A victory lap. This is what they wanted last weekend. Maybe there was a reason it didn't work out last weekend.
Boy, oh, boy.
They went into the clubhouse, all the plastic up, champagne spraying, and then poured out of that dugout and from the clubhouse, and right now taking a victory lap, acknowledging these incredible Detroit fans who waited so long for a return to the postseason. Heck, I think at the beginning of the year, just looking for a return to 500. And the Tigers delivered a 95-win season and then a knockout of the New York Yankees.
All I heard in the offseason, can we get up to 500? Can we play 500 ball? And look what they have done. And this tribute by our players is something special that, boy, oh boy, this is very special. They're in the outfield. They're going out to the auxiliary scoreboard, which is 9 miles away. They're going out there and paying tribute to the fans, standing all over the ballpark. Oh, man, what a view. What a view.
Sean Casey and Jason Grilli have worked their way down the right field line. Now they're trying to high-five the fans who are above the wall in right field. The rest of their teammates coming around from left field toward right.
Look at Carlos Guillen and Ordonez at the top of our dugout spraying everybody with champagne.
Maglio just soaked the crowd to the right of the dugout.
I'll tell you, these celebrations, oh, my goodness. There's no other words just to say it's amazing. Really amazing.
Long time coming. And these fans have been waiting, and this team wanted so badly to celebrate in their home ballpark. And today, Jim Leyland just told them, don't think about what might be. Don't think about the celebration. Get down and dirty and find a way to win this game. And there was very little doubt after the third inning how this game was going to go.
Well, it started with pitching and it's ended up with pitching. And our pitching is the best in baseball. In a 5-game series, a short series, pitching normally steps up, and our pitching really stepped up. But the quality of play of every game by our whole team was almost perfect. There's nothing that Jim Leyland didn't get when he asked for a bunt, when he asked for a hit and run, taking advantage of the other team's mistakes. It has been something special.
The only player who knows what it feels like to beat the New York Yankees in a playoff series on this Tigers team, Pudge Rodriguez. He was on the Marlins in 2003 when they knocked off New York in the World Series. He just sprayed the crowd with a bottle of champagne. Think of the thoughts running through Jim Leyland's mind. Signed by the Tigers as a youngster out of high school in 1963. His managerial career started in the Tigers minor league system. Went away for a while and came back. And over the winter he said, we got a chance to get good quick. And he wasn't kidding. Jeff Rieger is down in that mob scene somewhere down by the Tigers dugout.
Voice, yes.
And I think we've got somebody down. Is it Nate? Nate Robertson.
I'm with you, man.
Down.
I'm with you.
Is that the Bulldog himself?
I'm with you, baby.
Where are you, Nate?
I'm with you. There we are. It's one to you, man.
Hey, Nate.
You. Right here.
Special, baby. Special.
You got one for me? I got one for you.
All right, big man.
Tuck away. Hey, I'm going to go get up there with the boys, all right?
Okay, Nate. Thank you.
All right, now.
Nate Robertson, a huge part of this season for the Tigers. This whole starting staff was so big for the Tigers, and they got lost in all the analysis of how this series of the Yankees might go, Jim. It really did. I know the finish wasn't strong, but the Tigers' pitching had been good through 157 games. 5 games didn't change that, and the Tigers showed exactly why they were the best pitching staff in baseball this year.
Best pitching staff, and the quality of our hitters, when the going gets tough, the quality of their swing has been incredible. More champagne.
Jeff Rieger down. Who do you have now? Is that Marcus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Marcus Timms,
the former Yankee.
Yes, right, baby. I'm loving it right now, baby.
Can you describe your feelings right now? Your first full season in the major leagues, and it ends right here.
It's just been a great season. Started from the beginning. I mean, we got 25 guys in there. Nobody gave us a chance but us and our coaching staff and our fans. And we just showed the people that we can play some good baseball.
Marcus Timms, when we talk about all the way back in spring training and the job you did, powering those home runs and winning late ball games, the feeling that was generated by all of you, and now to see these fans and your tribute that you all paid back to the fans, that's special.
I mean, I love it. You know, people didn't give me a chance earlier, but now I just did something to help the team every time I got a chance, and I got a chance, and I took advantage of it. And the fans been great with the support, and my teammates. It's just been an awesome year, Jim.
Fred.
Marcus,
great job.
Did you guys in New York, when you came back in Game 2, did you get the sense that something special might be about to happen?
I told Mr. Price yesterday, they gave us that chance. We won that one. Once we got back home, we would go play some good baseball, baby, and we did it.
Incredible. What a feeling down there for you guys.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Champagne for us,
I'll drink a couple for you, Mr.
Price. Marcus Timms joining us down on the field. Half the team is back in the clubhouse. Well, most are back in the clubhouse. But that was one of the great sights you will ever see. The team pouring out from the dugout after going up to the clubhouse to start the celebration, pouring back onto the field, a lap around the field acknowledging all these fans. Half of them, it seemed, got soaked by the champagne, and now they go back up to the clubhouse to continue the celebration.
Dan, I have proof how these players care about this city, care about these people, and they show it time in and time again.
And Joel Zamaya is down there on the field. He's got the headset on. If you think of a turning point in this series, it's when Joel Zamaya came out of that bullpen in Game 2. How does this feel?
102 miles an hour, baby.
It's unbelievable. Look, I'm rolling with 2 bottles of champagne for you guys.
You got it for us, baby.
You right there.
All right, baby. Go. Way to go, buddy.
All right, thank you.
That's great.
Oh, it is something else. Joel Zamaya led the charge out of that dugout, too. You couldn't miss him. He's like he's charging out of that bullpen. He had big number 54 on his back, charged out of that dugout, and he led that parade out to center field and all the way around with multiple bottles of champagne the whole way.
And you know what, Dan? He is a youngster, but we've said it all year long. They didn't act like youngsters. They didn't act like rookies. And the job that he did, the whole pitching staff was amazing.
It really was, and I think that game in New York, you're right, Verlander set the tone that day. They were calling on a 23-year-old who'd never made a postseason appearance, who was facing the toughest offense in one of the toughest venues. All they wanted Justin Verlander to do was help deliver a win against the pitcher who had started 21 times in the postseason.
Exactly.
And he got him to the point where they could be in position to win, and then the bullpen took over, led by Joel Zamaya.
You know, Dan, I want to follow up on the thing we were talking about. We took over in 92, some tough times with some players that couldn't play and really didn't care about this city or our state. We have players now that are proud to wear the English D, and they're quality players. You know, the Nate Robertsons of the world, the Brandon Ages. I don't want to just pick out anybody. All of them. They are involved with the community, and they're just special guys with a lot of talent.
Joel Zamaya came out of that bullpen, struck out Jeter, Giambi, and A-Rod in a 5-pitch electrifying sequence of 102-mile-an-hour fastballs. And I think the Yankees realized they had a series on their hands when a lot of people didn't feel like this would be a series, and the Yankees would just cruise into the second round.
Well, you just don't see arms like that. You don't see arms like that, and we have some kids here that are something special for many years to come, and this is the ball club. You know, we're only partway up the mountain, but this organization has a chance to be good for many years, many more years.
Some of the players still lingering on the field. You can imagine anybody who's been left has been mobbed by the reporters who are down on the field. We're going to continue our celebration from inside the clubhouse, but we have enjoyed every minute of the part of the celebration that took outside the clubhouse. It's been a very special afternoon and evening here at Comerica Park. 43,126 witness the Tigers knocking off the Yankees 3 straight games, the most powerful team in the American League down the stretch, and the Tigers are headed to the American League Championship Series.
Can't wait to get on that plane tomorrow and head to Oakland, baby.
We get to go home tonight.
Yes, sir. Get to see
fly
my
out.
little boy Jackson.
And get to fly out tomorrow. Justin and Rachel, Daddy will be home in just a little bit. We've got a lot more post-game coverage. Stay with us. This is the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.